with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Yes. Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafeez, and with me as always is Devin.
Yeah.
Yes. Gonna talk some wrestling. Gonna have some fun.
AEW too. We got y'all this time.
AEW.
We got y'all. I promise. We got y'all this time.
AEW will be here in all its glory with, some hate, of course, by yours truly, Devin.
Maybe. We never know. AEW is trash, by the way. I gotta be consistent.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank y'all for being here. Those of you that are here right now, I appreciate y'all. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it. There's a lot of wrestling going on. Obviously, we're gonna talk about the Tribal Chief. Obviously, we're gonna talk about Sami Zayn. We got a lot going on. Oh man. Early happy Valentine's Day wish. Thank you.
Shout out to David. Appreciate it.
So let's get right. Speaking of Valentine's Day, NXT had a pay-per-view called Vengeance Day. That's their twist on the whole holiday Valentine's Day. They don't do Valentine's Day, they do Vengeance Day. So surprise, we're gonna talk a little bit about NXT. Just a quick little recap, about what we saw from that pay-per-view. It passed, what was it, last Saturday. So last Saturday, Vengeance Day happened. And I wasn't even sure if I was going to watch the show, honestly. I wasn't sure. I knew that there was some decent matches on the card, but overall, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to watch the show. We'll see. And then eventually I did end up seeing the show. I did end up seeing it for the most part, here and there, got through the whole thing. And we're just going to kind of share our general thoughts on what happened on the show. Why don't you go first? Because I know that you were definitely more excited about seeing this show than I was. But go ahead and say your piece, man.
2.0. How I'm always talking about it. We really don't break it down like we used to. But, man, we had a phenomenal watch-along. Shout out to Ivan. We had it on his platform, Circle of Debate, with Tim, with Dom. I'm sorry, not Dom. It was Nick from the Universal. Oh man, it was a good time, bro. We had a real good time. General thoughts, bro. Phenomenal card. Let
me run down the card real quick too, just for those that maybe didn't see it. I got the card right here in front of me. It was Wesley versus Dijak. Wesley ended up winning and retaining the NXT North American Championship. We had a NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match between Fallon Henley, Kiana James, going against Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions of all time, and the longest reigning champions no more. They lost. Fallon Henley and Kiana James, under questionable means, ended up becoming the new NXT Women's Champions. You got Carmelo Hayes and Apollo Crews. Melo don't miss. 2 out of 3 falls. We didn't need a third fall. Straight sweep.
2 for 2. He shot 2 for 2. 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Man, just dominated them. It was something. So we'll talk about that. We had a fatal 4-way for the NXT Tag Team Championships. It was Gallus taking on Pretty Deadly, taking on Chase U, taking on the New Day. And at the end, New Day were the champions then. Another title change. They are no longer champions. You got Gallus. Yes, Gallus as your new NXT Tag Team Champions. Then you had, triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. You had Roxanne Perez defending her title against Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. Toxic Attraction. They went in with a game plan. Game plan didn't go quite as planned. Roxanne Perez survived. She is still your NXT Women's Champion. And yeah, there was a follow-up after that. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then the main event, cage match, Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller. Finally, let's get a definitive winner. Who is the champion? Well, it is still Braun Breaker. And Grayson Waller not too happy about that, as some of you may have seen too.
My man was mad.
Yeah. So there's what happened on the card. Just giving you the facts, the context. Yes. All right, Devin, back to you.
Appreciate it, brother. So, like I said, man, phenomenal card, phenomenal wrestling. It was just on point wrestling. I did not see not one not one botch, not one like misstep. It was just on point. Even with the tag team wrestling match with the ladies, man, it was just on point. Fallon, Kiana James. I like the story they was telling at first. They were trying to feel each other out. They were trying to get a feel for each other chemistry. Then it just grew throughout the match. Got the dub, heel tactic, but smart. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. So shout out to Eddie. So love that. Man, match of the motherfucking night. Wesley and Dijak just the first match. The opener match.
Yeah.
They just ripped the Band-Aid off, bro. It was like, bump this, man. We just gonna go balls out. Wesley getting thrown around like a little puppy, man, like nothing. Dijak just showing a power game. And then Wesley finding his opportunities with the agility of that mix. And then, the near finishes. Oh, my God. And then the finish of Dijak having his fucking finger dislocated. I don't know if it was dislocated or broken from that ending scene was wild. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match was bananas. I was going for Chase U. Chase U was over. Andre Chase is over. You heard the crowd.
He was in his hometown.
Yes, hometown.
Yep,
hometown.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I was going for it, but I am cool with the swerve of Gallus going there, meaning business. But it was just great tag team wrestling in that Fatal 4-Way. It seems like it wasn't a big mess because you had two teams at a time taking their, getting their time inside the ring, and then, a little bit of all the teams in there. But it was just lights out crazy. The women's match, beautiful storytelling there. Gigi Dolan, JC Jane. First, all right, we're going to tag team this 2v1. And then, hey, this is every woman for each other, for themselves. And then you've seen Roxy Perez taking advantage of that, being smart. And I'm cool with that as well. The championship match, shout out to the sous chef, Shawn Michaels, for putting that little stipulation in. You cannot win by escaping the cage match. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you. Yes, that was needed, and I love that stipulation. So everything pretty much stayed within the cage. You seen Waller trying to look like he wanted to escape, but in the end, he was meaning business. I love it how he had tied Braun Breaker to the ropes, and he was just taking his time, giving him spears, kicking him. So it was just beautiful storytelling there. And I'm cool with the decision of Braun Breaker. I get it. And, he's still that dude. But it's another guy on the way. I saved the best for last. 2 for 2. This is like 1B match of the night right here. I got to give it to Carmelo and Apollo Crews, just putting on the bar burner of a match right there. And I love how we got a back-to-back pinfalls out of this 2 out of 3. It was a clean sweep. It was definitive. All right. You're done, Apollo. You're done. All right. Back of the line, bro. Made it crystal clear. Love the end of the match from the Grayson Waller and Braun. And then you got Melo coming out, pointing at Braun like, hey, I got next. So I love the tease for that. But in the end, phenomenal card, bro. I gave it an A+ during my watch along.
Wow. A+. Okay. Yeah, so my reaction to the whole thing, my general thoughts was, it was entertaining. I had a lot of fun with it. That opening match definitely was awesome. First of all, starting off with Charlotte, Charlotte Flair doing the intro was cool. That was a nice touch, seeing her, kind of introduce everything. And then she was bringing out the wrestlers in the video. You saw Braun Breaker in the video. It was cool. So I liked that. And then the feel of it being in an arena instead of being at the PC was awesome. Like, this was the first time that's happened in a long time. Even at the end of Black and Gold, we were at the PC.
Takeover Portland.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I'm not sure. You may be right. You might be right. But, you know, it's been a while. So it was a breath of fresh air to see them in front of a crowd, see them on the road. Wesley had a video diary that hit the internet, which showed him, you know, traveling to Charlotte, then him and his wife, you know, and the wife, the emotion from her too was real cool. I'd seen the match before I'd seen that. So it was cool either way you see it. But, you know, just seeing how she supports him, and then that, you know, knowing what happens in the match, it was like, oh man, that's cool. So, you know, definitely I was already a big fan of Wesley, but this kind of puts it even to a higher stratosphere where I'm rooting for this dude to go as high as he can go, man. Like west side, like let it be on the west side. Let that championship stay on the west side for as long as possible. So I'm a Wesley fan for sure. And Dijak, man, with that dislocated finger was crazy. Like I don't know when it happened. I don't know what move it was, but they zoomed in on it at the end, and that looked crazy. And some of those moves were stiff too during the match. The kicks from Dijak. Yeah, this definitely was match of the night. Just the way that they went back and forth. Anybody could have won this match.
Yes, sir.
And Dijak really went out there, put on a show. So yeah, man, fun matchup. Definitely a great way to start the card.
Let me get these shout outs out the way, man. I seen they coming in. Shout out to Tim King Show. What's good? On, yes. We see you in the building. Hey, Mike De Niro, I got you, bro. Another Bloodline brother right there. Wrestling DeLorean podcast. And then we got Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast, another Bloodline brother. We the ones. He got that damn right. What up? We got the Bloodline in the building right now. We appreciate it. And World Elite, I got y'all. Cool. All right. Appreciate it. Coming in. Settle in. Enjoy the show. Hit that like button.
Yeah. So far, so good to start the show. Now, after that, all right, we had the women's tag team match, which I wasn't as invested into this match as I was the match, the Wesley Dijak match.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, I understand, you know, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter and just them being the longest reigning women's champions in NXT history. But I don't know. I feel like I've never been bought into them as a team. I feel like they are just kind of like, okay, they have chemistry, right?
Yeah.
They are like really good friends. You can feel that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I truly ever bought into or believed that they could be that dominant of a tag team. And it just kind of, I don't know, there's something about it that takes me out whenever I see them, and I'm trying to convince myself that they're actually this dominant of a tag team.
Is it their size? They are a bit on the smaller side.
I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Okay. I didn't really take the time to really break that down as far as like what it is. It's just a general feeling that I have. Like when they were saying, oh yeah, they're the longest reign, I'm like, really? And then with that, you would think, well, maybe they're the best tag team, but I'm like, there were other tag teams, like even Toxic Attraction, honestly. I felt like I respect that team more so than I did this team. You know, so this one right here, I'm just, the way watching the match, I'm like, okay, you know, like I never really felt like, oh, they're gonna win or they're gonna. It was like they could lose, you know, they could. And when they lost, it wasn't a big shock to me. Now I'm not watching it week in and week out.
It was a shock to me because they week in,
they've
week
been
out
champions for a while.
Exactly,
I get it.
Putting in the work, clean chemistry on the tag team side. So yeah,
I don't know. And I'll say this: I think Katana Chance. Well, okay, so Katana Chance, Kaden Carter. I want to make sure I'm not mixing them up. So, because now I'm thinking about him like, wait, which is which? Which one are you? Right?
Kaden Carter's with the tattoos.
Kaden Carter's with the tattoos. Okay, Katana Chance. Because Katana Chance, I was gonna say, is the one that I kind of believe in a little bit more because of the athleticism. Like, there's things that she can do that I'm like, okay, like I buy in a little bit more into her. You know, like her partner, I'm like, you know, I don't know. There's just something about her. I guess I never got over. She was so much like Ember Moon when she first came into NXT. And I'm just like, it always kind of felt like, no, you're not that, you know, you're not on that level. And then, you know, now she's in this tag team and it's cool, but I'm like, what makes you special? Like, what is it about you that really makes you like, okay, you're that chick, right? And so, and she's got talent, she's got skill, that's cool, but there's just something missing for me with her wrestling and her character overall that I just kind of don't completely buy into her yet. So whereas Katana Chance, like, just, I mean, stuff that she did, like even in Royal Rumbles, like, like the way she climbs up, she's American Ninja Warrior, like you see that athleticism, and I see the moves, and I'm like, man, like she's really good. So it's just from a person who's just jumping in again after being away for a while, jumping in and out. This is kind of my take when I saw that match. And then like Fallon Henley, I'm a fan, right? I feel like Fallon Henley, she has such a wholesome like side to her, but at the same time, has great wrestling, and I feel like her face tells a great story. Her emotions on her face, I like buy in. I want to see them do things the right way because
I wish you watched it weekly so you could see how they actually came together. It was actually story. It was
and kudos, because I do know that like Kiana James, for instance, they were not on the same page in the beginning, and then Kiana likes to cheat and she likes to do all these things that are underhanded, and Fallon Henley is like, no, she's not about that. So, and then there's the whole thing with what's the tag team's name they're with, Brooks and Jensen.
Yeah,
so the relationship going on and the stuff over the phone going on, like she called somebody, she's talking to some other dude, so, and Fallon Henley's like, hey, you gonna tell him who you were talking? Like, that's interesting. That it's like some good soap opera kind of stuff going on there. So I can appreciate that for sure. I saw the NXT episode on Tuesday. I saw the follow-up to see what had happened there too. I followed up just to check that out. Wow. Yeah. And it was cool. The celebration and everything going on. I was like, okay. Yeah. And then Fallon saying, hey, you got something to tell this man? Because I'm going to tell him you don't. And then she couldn't because they're doing the Valentine's Day date. Yeah, I saw that. So, I like that. I like the storytelling there. It was cool. There was a theme of storytelling all throughout the pay-per-view.
It was.
And definitely, like, it continued on on NXT on Tuesday. So then you got Carmelo Hayes and Apollo Crews. The sweep makes sense because, honestly, this is the guy you got to buy into. It's all about Carmelo Hayes. Apollo, I'm still trying to see where he's going. Like, what is the future for Apollo? I'm not sure.
Man. He came in at NXT being some like Luke Cage want to be. I got psychic powers. That's so Raven.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Over the place.
I don't know.
And then you
watched that.
now.
Yeah, we did that watch along with NXT.
Yeah,
powers.
Lights went out.
Apollo Shingo.
Like, he's got powers now. Like, what is happening?
Revive this man.
Like, I'm telling you, when he was that like Nigerian prince character, that's probably the best character he's been since joining the WWE. Like, period. Like, I think that's been his best character.
And you know what? Many people will disagree with you too on the RWC, but I agree with you, bro.
I was gonna say because honestly, in NXT he wasn't even a character; he was just himself. And then before he even got called up, and then he got called up, and then it was just like, okay, Apollo, who is Apollo? There's no character. He's just him, And then he created that character after talking to the tribal chief and getting inspired, and connecting to his roots and all that. Like, cool. Like, I was down for that. Okay, the accent. Maybe you do away with the accent.
Chief. You said it right, sir.
Yeah, no, that's what happened.
He spoke to the tribal chief. He got gold. He got gold.
He got a championship. Exactly. And he's crushing Big E with the steps.
Appreciate
it. He's doing all sorts. So that was cool, but now it's like they're trying to create a new character. They're trying to actually have him be a character. And it's just not, I don't know, it's just all goofy and over the top, and it doesn't really fit him. So, that's what it is. But Carmelo and Trick, that twosome, that's one that I wasn't bought into in the beginning as far as Trick. But now I'm all in on Trick and just the relationship they have and the long-term storytelling between those two, because you can see like, okay, this is something that maybe down the road there's an issue there because Trick has a big ego, right? And he's got Melo's back.
Crazy charisma too.
Crazy charisma for sure. But there's gonna be a point where Trick is going to look at this and say, well, what about me? You know what I'm saying? Because he is doing everything in his power to get Melo over. But when he starts competing, like, then what? What happens? Because Trick, too, like, he's got a look. He's got the gift of gab. What's to stop him from being, a superstar in his own right? So, if people are talking about Street Profits breaking up because you see Montez and Angelo Dawkins and the two of them both have this, charisma and this athleticism. It's the same thing with Trick and Mello in my eyes. That's just the way I see that.
That's a good point right there. You're not wrong. You're not wrong right there, man.
Yeah, so that's how I see that. The Fatal 4-Way was cool. It was hectic. It was crazy. Like, this kind of match, it's hard to mess it up, to be honest with you. Like, all of these talented wrestlers all in the ring, they say, hey, man, when we ring the bell, just go and go nuts. And they did. And yeah, man, Andre Chase, that dude, I love the stomps, that whole thing. Yeah, that moment there is classic. It's classic. In all the spot points that I've seen NXT, I'd never seen that moment. So to see that moment with that crowd, I was like, ooh, he's got something. This thing right here, he's got something. Then I saw it again on NXT on Tuesday. I said, nice. So I love that. And just the whole Chase U thing, I think, is awesome. It's perfect for wrestling, where it's comedy, but then they're also talented.
Yes,
like
they're about their business, about their studies as well. Chase U University.
Really well. Yeah. So love that. Pretty Deadly is winning me over now too, but more on what happened on Tuesday than what happened at the pay-per-view. Because on Tuesday they were disheveled, they were down and out, they didn't care. They're like, "What's the point?"
They showed up to the party looking rough.
The button's not right, the chest beat all out, and it's just like, did you even shower? Did you change? Did you wear that on Saturday? Like, what is going on?
I don't want him back. Go do something else. Bye-bye.
I'm like, what's going on? Come on, Pretty Deadly. Man, y'all ain't pretty and you just look like death. Like, what's going on? Like, this is just looking terrible right now. So, yeah,
what's good? Get your podcast. Chicago podcast. What up?
Oh, man. Then you had, of course, the New Day, defending champs, man. They were just there to kind of, add legitimacy to the whole thing. And they
elevated the part.
They elevated it, and they did. And they took those championships, like commentary said, all over the world. So it was cool to see them there for that time. I think their time now is done. They'll get back to the main roster, let these boys kind of do their thing. And those boys being Gallus from NXT UK. When I heard that they were in the match, I'm like, okay, this is going to be wild, because Gallus that's that team. UK, these dudes, oh my God, like, they are intense. So love to see that they were the ones that got the victory. It made a lot of sense. Now, Chase U, like you, I was rooting for Chase U.
Yes.
Especially when I found out that it was in Andre Chase's hometown. I'm like, oh, this would be perfect. This would be perfect. But Gallus made a lot of sense too. There really wasn't a wrong answer in this match, and it was entertaining as hell. So, but yeah, like, shout out to everybody involved. It was a great match. This one right here, the triple threat match, was low-key my other favorite match of the night.
Yeah. Because,
one, seeing Roxanne Perez do her thing, awesome. But really seeing Toxic Attraction do their thing, and the storytelling even within the match, and seeing everything, like all the video package of how things built up and all the different instances that they kind of seem like, okay, they're together, no, they're not, they're together, no, they're not. And then we get to the match. At first they're working together, but clearly, it's every woman for themselves. So eventually it's going to be a thing where, the two, one of them is going to try to get a pinfall, and then the other one's going to be like, whoa, no, that's not what we talked about. Like, okay, at some point, somebody's going to get a pin. So what did you talk about? Who was supposed to go over? So it was cool seeing finally, they decided we're doing this. It's me versus you two.
Yep.
They threw the punches, they threw super kicks, they threw everything at each other. And in the end, Roxanne Perez was able to take advantage of that, but it was great. And then leading into Tuesday on Ding Dong Hello with Bayley.
Yes.
Bayley brought him on, and Bayley was trying to save it. She's like, hey, because they started yip-yapping, going back and forth and saying, like, you were supposed to have my back. You supposed to have my back. You supposed to be my sister. You supposed to be my blah. They just kept going back and forth. Bayley could sense it. All right, looks like you two about to split up, but hold on. This thing that y'all trying to do, it's a lot easier if you have somebody watching your back. If you have somebody that you can trust to go and take that ride with you, alluding to her and Sasha, right? Like that person that can take that ride with you. And then JC James, like, yeah, sometimes when I get mad, I'm vicious with it and this and that. And, I'm not going to change. But, it is. And she tried to be like, yeah, it's cool. And Gigi's like, yeah, you know, you're my sister. You always be my sister. And she said the same. JC said, yeah, you be my sister. Cool. And Bayley thought she saved everything. She's like, great. All right, now, you know what you got to do? You got to hug it out. They hugged it out. The crowd was like,
hugged it out.
Yeah. And then JC Jen said, yeah, nope. And
Solo!
Basically, super kick from JC Jane to Gigi. Gigi's in tears. JC Jane grabs her by the head and said, it's all about me. Threw her into the door and then gave her a kick to the face while her head was on the door. And that was brutal. I was already like, the crowd too was already like, whoa, when she threw her head into the door. But add insult to injury, kicking her face while it was near the door was like another level. No cell needed. It was just literally, she just kicked her in the face. She just kicked her in the face. Man. And I
eat all this shoe.
Wow, I was shocked. I rewound it about 10 times. I'm not gonna lie to you because I was like, how hard did she kick this girl? Holy shit. Hey. And she's crying, and I'm like, she's crying for real now because she got kicked in the face. Like, this shit is real. So
she was on Instagram. She showed the bruise on her cheek.
I saw that picture. I saw it. I saw it. Woo. Yeah, so hey, JC Jane, she's like, look, you know, if we're going to do this, I'm not going to be Marty Jannetty. I'm going to be Shawn Michaels. I'm going to take you out before you take me out. So she went ahead and did her thing. Between the two of them, honestly, I feel like this was the right choice. JC Jane being the heel, Gigi being the face. Gigi has that natural, like, you know, charismatic look to her, you know, kind of like almost like a redheaded or orange-headed Shotzi, where you can see people gravitating towards her. Yeah.
Right on.
Whereas JC Jane, you know, kind of has more of a plain look, but at the same time has that fire. And something about, I don't know, she has a similar, like,
she got that dog in her, bro.
Esque edge to her a little bit. You know, like I could kind of see that in JC Jane. And when she was doing what she was doing, and like the girl's crying and she's standing over her like, zero fucks. I don't care.
Bro, this is what she was feeling right here.
I'm not making myself clear. I don't give a fuck.
Yep. And I was here for it. The crowd was JC.
They were, man.
Ruthless.
It's always the quiet ones, because when it came to Toxic Attraction, Manny Rose, Gigi Darling, they was the two that kind of stood out. You know, I had Manny Rose, of course. Right behind her is Gigi Darling. But then JC Jane, but she had, like you said, this plain Jane look. But man, she really stepped it up. Stepping out of her shell, like, nah, I got that dog in me. You better watch out.
Yep. So, hey, I'm here for it. I want new theme music. I want to see which way they go with just as far as, like, you know, the character. Like, how far is JC Jane going to take the new heel persona? Like, she's that bitch. Like, I want to see that from JC Jane. And Gigi, she could be a true babyface. I really do see her being like a Shotzi-esque type character where she's just so interesting to look at, and she's just got this wild side, you know, like just feel to her with like the just her whole look is great. So yes, more of this. Let's revisit this. Maybe at Hollywood, maybe, you know, for that pay-per-view coming up for NXT. That'd be great. One-on-one. Let's do it. JC Jane versus Gigi Dolan. All in. Okay.
It is decided.
Yes. And then Braun Breaker, Grayson Waller. I was rude. Oh, it's tough because actually I was okay with whatever would happen. Part of me wanted to see Grayson Waller win this match.
Yes.
Part of me wanted to see that happen because I feel like Braun Breaker's been champion for so long and it's time for him to do something different. But it makes more sense now because you put the A champ and the champ up against each other.
Perfect.
On WrestleMania weekend. It just makes sense. So let those two go at it. I mean, if I have my way, Melo's going over. You know, that's just what should happen.
He has to.
It just
that's
makes
just
sense.
a natural course right there, okay?
It makes sense. So, yeah, him showing up at the end, I was like, oh, this is perfect. He just swept Apollo, and then he goes staring at the champ. And, you know, now in kayfabe, the way I looked at it, I was like, it's funny because Melo's staring a hole in the Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker really isn't looking over at Melo. Is he scared? Is he scared to look at Melo? Is he like, oh shit, I gotta go get this dude now? Like, oh damn, because he's on top of that cage, you know, and he's focusing on raising the championship. I'm sure the cameraman and the producers like, yeah, raise the title. We're about to go off air. But look, you got to protect your whole aura. And if you don't lock eyes with this dude, that's going to look a certain type of way. So the way I was watching it, I'm looking at him like, come on, bro. He's looking at you. You got to look back at him. And he's just like, yeah, championship. Yeah, I'm the champion. And I'm like,
I don't seem convinced.
Dude.
Shout out to Ivan, Circle Debate, the professor. Shout out to him. Oh, yeah, Hafeez, take in the 2.0. Oh, let the hate flow through the embrace the 2.0. It's not NXT, it's 2.0.
It's clearly not. You guys are delusional. They took the 2.0 out for a reason. That's why it's better.
Shout out to the broadcast down in Australia, man. What up? What up? Evening. Appreciate it, man. Get them ones up. Yes.
Sir, yes, sir. Yeah, so hey man, it was a fun show. It was a fun show. There was just the one part with the women's tag team championships where I was like, I'm not really sold on the champs in this situation and them losing the titles. I'm actually more interested in what happens with this new championship tag team in Fallon Henley and Kiana James. And honestly, it was actually a little bit more interesting to see almost a heel turn on Tuesday, with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. It felt like they may be turning a little bit
unnecessary beef though. I'm like, what you beefing?
Yeah, going up to Roxanne, like, you gonna get us?
What you do this right? Get back to your titles. What you?
Yeah, that just seems so weak and like
that's petty as hell.
That was petty. That was petty. I'm like,
fuck up out of here.
Y'all sound like Sonya Deville right now, man. Like I don't know. Like what's going on?
Oh
like,
man.
Just get over it. So anyway, Roxanne, they're gonna have a tag team match. It was Meito Satomura, I think, is gonna be showing up on NXT next week. So yeah, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was fun. I had a good time with it, and I saw the Tuesday show. I was curious what was happening. Grayson Waller lost his mind on Shawn Michaels, and that seemed the way they did it was smart because it sounded
NXT
like
conference call. He was like, "Well, you over there with your samurai simp over there?" What he called him samurai simp.
Oh man. Well, so what I appreciated about it was the way he was saying, "Why aren't I the guy? Do I have to put hearts on my pants and be a fan like all these other guys in the locker room?" It made it feel real because it's almost like he's mad that he didn't get booked to win the championship, right? And so, it was uncomfortable when I started thinking about it like that. Like, oh shit, you kind of pulled.
I like how Sean played it off, and I love his response. He was like, it's just, I'm just realizing the reason why I'm laughing because it's, that's me years ago. I'm dealing with me years ago.
Right.
I love that.
So yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool show, and yeah, NXT. The storytelling. You could see the effort put into storytelling, just a big picture storytelling, that you get in WWE. There's that effort that goes into that, unfortunately we don't see with AEW. AEW is a different type of show.
I'm not talking about them. I didn't bring it up.
It's a different type of show. Well, that's the transition because we're going to talk about them right now.
Well, before we do, let's take a little brief intermission.
Okay.
Brief intermission. For our viewers and our listeners right now, like intermission, live show, yeah, intermission. All right, just chill. All right, intermission.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
Superior Styles.
No classified. All right?
I was going to say no contact, no.
Just coming soon. Be on the lookout.
Some people are going to see that and think So is Roman Reigns gonna show up on the?
Let him think that. Let him think that. Let him think that.
I'm watching it. I'm like, somebody's gonna think they're. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I mean, if anybody's gonna make that happen, it would be the fact that all the love that Devin has shown this man over the years. I would hope that he sees it.
Oh,
say,
you know what? Shield brother right here. Dom, what up? Hey, yes, happy Tribal Chief. What? He said it, not me. Happy Tribal Chief Day. Yes. Stick them ones up for the Tribal Chief. Head of the table. I'm sure he's talking about that Tribal Chief. Yes.
No, he's not. Well, okay, maybe, but he's probably talking about you.
No, not me. He's talking about this guy.
I don't know if Dom feels that way about.
He loves his Tribal Chief.
He feels that way about you.
He loves his Tribal Chief and what he's done for wrestling. He loves his Tribal Chief.
Oh man! Well, before we talk more, because we will talk more about the Tribal Chief. In fact, come on, y'all know this already. We're gonna talk more about him, but let's talk about some AEW. All right, let's talk about some AEW.
AEW.
The other guy. So when we talk about Roman Reigns, a lot of times this guy gets brought up. Sometimes he gets brought up even during Roman Reigns' own matches, which we already had the apology. We did that. We did that last week.
Yeah.
So that's done. I'm sure the Tribal Chief forgives you. But yes, MJF, we got to talk about a little bit about this man. So specifically, what the hell did MJF say? What he said? What now? So the reason why this is not going to bring one in this. I did just wait. The reason why I bring this up is, he said some wild shit on AEW this past week. So. He'd had a match. Yeah, he said some wild shit. So, he was victorious in his earlier matchup here. I'm going through my notes here real quick. I got to be prepared for this one. Konosuke Takeshita. I may have destroyed that, but he was victorious. He won the match. And then, he's in the trainer's room and he's telling a story. And he's telling a story about, he was driving, with his girl in the side a passenger seat, and then they hit a pole, right? And then he got knocked out. The girl, she hit the dash, everything. It was crazy scene. And then he sees he's coming too. He sees the lights behind him, the cop car lights. He's like, oh shit! And just to show you what type of man I am, what I ended up doing in that moment was I took her lifeless body and I switched places with her so that I wouldn't be behind the driver's seat. And that just tells you what kind of dude I am.
My dog.
Dude, man. And so the point was he's willing to do whatever it takes. There are winners. He said there's winners and there's losers. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done to be a winner. So I bring this up because one Maxwell Jacob Friedman has been accused of being, maybe a line stepper, maybe going a little bit too far. This was one of those situations, right, where the man, he told a story that was kind of crazy, but this is just who he is. But I do appreciate it though, because one, it gets you talking, it gets people going, what the hell? Like, what did this man just say?
Yeah,
so I appreciate that. Like he just has a way where you think, okay, he can't go any worse than this. He can't go any further, any more, make you cringe anymore than he already has. And he does something like that. He says something like that.
Confirm his promo was legit.
Yeah. Dude, it was wild, man. It was wild. But again, I feel like it serves the purpose of one, just reconfirming, if anyone ever has a doubt, that this dude is a heel. All right. Straight up heel, doesn't give a fuck. Like, this is just who he is. And he's saying it like, I am willing to do whatever it takes. Daniel Bryan, I'm going to expose you because you are not willing to do the things that I'm willing to do to get dubs. That's how I'm taking it. And I feel like that's cool. Like, that makes me say, all right, Max, like I see you in, I can respect that from a heel, from a dude trying to say like, look, I'm that dude. I'm the devil. I am willing to do whatever it is. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on this, man? What's your thoughts on MJF?
Whatever he is. You know what? MJF, I enjoyed the promo. Some people didn't. Hey, I guess it spoke volume to me because, like you said, it's just reconfirmed. And he said it. He was like, I'm a fucking scumbag. I'm like, well, you are? Shit. God damn, man.
That was almost the title of this, too. MJF is a scumbag. That's what I was going to send you at first.
yeah. That's what it should have been. But yeah,
right.
It's cool, though. Said what now? And,
right.
Because he was wilding.
Right.
Wilding with the story. Yeah, I met this beautiful brown skin, beautiful brown eyes, beautiful brown hair. And, you know, I was driving and she was distracted.
Oh, man. Dude.
I was like, wow, okay. You know, and explaining, hey, you got in the car crash, I'm just willing to do, switch places and act like I was the one, you know, not driving. She was. Yeah, that's scumbag type shit, bro. And that's some heel shit that I like. You know, with that adds to your character now. Cool. And I don't get that. You know, but still just get out of this basic storyline for Daniel Bryan of I gotta fight these dudes to get to you. Just get out of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
but I'm cool with this.
There.
Yeah.
We agree there as far as like, you know, this feeling like we've seen it before, we've done it before with MJF doing the whole like, yeah, this dude has to climb the ladder to get to me, you know, like I'm a boss in a fighting game and he's got to go through, you know, like all these different stages before he gets to the final boss. Like cool. When you do it the first time, all right, fine. When you do it the second time, okay, but now we're doing it again and it's just like, you know, like we've seen it before. But kudos to MJF, kudos to Max, you know, just being that true heel and just being willing to say whatever it is to get Bryan over. Because Bryan, you know, first of all, he's already going to be over. But to make sure that in that match, they see MJF as a scumbag and Bryan as just the savior. Please, Bryan, save us from this dude. Like, love it. I love it. I thought it was great. So,
do they really need an Iron Man match, though, when you think about it?
Well, it makes sense for Bryan Danielson's character to say something like that because, you know, the wrestler that he claims himself to be, you know, to try to expose Max, you know, in something like that, you know, something that, hey, you can't hang with me on something like this. No one's going to believe that Maxwell Jacob Friedman is going to beat Bryan Danielson in a 1 hour Iron Man match. Like if it's a regular match, if it's like, you know, no DQ and he can use weapons, sure. But in something where, yeah, you have to have multiple pinfall victories against me. No one's buying that. No one's buying that Max is going to do that. But much like no one would buy that Max would beat CM Punk in Chicago, which it happened. So it is going to happen. MJF is going to end up retaining and beating Bryan Danielson in this match. Somehow, some way, by hook or crook, just to help put him over even more as that dude. So, yeah, I think needed. I don't know if needed is the word, but it makes sense. It makes logical sense given it came from Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson perspective, but yeah, okay.
Because MJF didn't bring. If MJF brought it up, I'd be like, what? Why would he do that? Doesn't make any sense for MJF's character. But Bryan saying that and saying like challenging MJF's manhood with this basically, it's like, okay, look,
like
I'm gonna shock the world. Right, exactly. I'm gonna shock the world. Like, I'm not letting you punk me. I'm the champ. Like, all right, we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna find a way, one way or another.
You beat him twice that night. False victory, then real victory. What a bummer.
You beat him twice. I'll never forget. Beat that dude twice.
Confirmed, MJF has been a dickhead since high school. Shocker. I enjoyed the hell out of that promo. Fire.
Yeah.
It was a good promo.
By the way, too, shout out to Bruce. I saw the response and him thanking me for making you apologize. So, Bruce, I salute you, man. I got you. Oh, man. So yeah, man. So MJF, you know, he's over there doing his thing. Another guy doing his thing is Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks had himself a little gauntlet that he had to run. Basically went through the Jericho Appreciation Society, at least attempted to. Went against Angelo Parker, then Matt Menard, and then ran into Daniel Garcia, where he ended up taking the L, but all because Chris Jericho's a genius. So Chris Jericho, so basically
this is your title.
Yeah.
I was like, where's he going with this? But okay.
Where I'm going with this is this. So I don't know if you saw on social media, but Chris Jericho posted about this.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Now I understand the context. Okay.
So Ricky Starks is outside, and this dude, this fan in a mask, hits him with a back elbow, aka Judas effect. Dan Garcia takes advantage, gets the 1, 2, 3. The guy comes in the ring, unmasked. It's Chris Jericho. The crowd, some people are like, oh, what? Oh my God. But like most of us knew it was going to be Chris Jericho. But still, Jericho posted, he's like, I was sitting here in this row, in this seat for like the first 20 minutes or so, or 30 minutes of the show, you know, and no one knew anything. So, I fooled you all. I'm a genius.
The Ocho. The
Ocho. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate Jericho being Jericho, doing Jericho things. I mean, yeah, man, it was fun to see the whole thing and the swerve and all that, but just the fact that on social media, Jericho made it a point to let everyone know, like, hey, I fooled all of you and I'm a genius. That's just Jericho. So that aside, another reason why I want to talk about this too is Jericho helping to make Ricky Starks a star, right? So that's another way in which I feel like Jericho is a genius in this situation.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, they're putting, first of all, they are focusing more on Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
You know, it's
ready. He gone.
Right. He wasn't a part of this. And then, yeah, you put, when you want to get somebody over, one way that we've seen in the history of wrestling is like, you put them up against it. You put obstacles in their way to really make it feel like they're having a struggle for this. They're having a fight for this. You know, the odds are against them. He's going against an entire faction by himself. You know, like it's cool to see this happen for Ricky Starks. And week in and week out, we're seeing this man, and Jericho being the guy that's doing this to Ricky Starks, is putting him through this. I think is just a genius move to try to make Ricky Starks a star. And I feel like for me, I've already accepted that Ricky Starks is a star. Like, I'm already there. Like, to me, he's a star. To the general public, I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah, I'm
I feel
not
like
there
there's
yet.
still more.
I'm not there.
Yeah, there's still more that he needs to do. But like maybe win a championship. If he wins the TNT championship at some point, I think that would help put him on that next level. But I can see it already that this dude, he has the it factor. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. Like, he can go toe-to-toe with Jericho and not be afraid of the moment. Like, this dude is ready for that big moment, that big match. And you know, it's just a matter of time. So shout out to Ricky Starks, but shout out to Jericho also for being a genius and being the guy that can help make Ricky Starks a true star.
Yeah, man. That's a good point, man. I enjoying Ricky Starks, the building process right here. All right. So hopefully they continue to stick with the building process. And I'm enjoying the spotlight that Ricky Starks is getting from Chris Jericho. All right. So if people are getting bored with the story, I'm not, because I'm looking at the process of what's going to happen. All right. This is the process. Same thing you see on WWE right here in AEW. Okay. Story. Now we're going to take this story. We're going to build and turn, hopefully, Ricky Starks into a star, because that's what I want. He's already a star in your eyes, like you said. But to me, he's getting there. And Chris Jericho is going to help. I see that. So hopefully they keep on, you know, building with this story, evolving it, changing it, see where it goes. And then hopefully I won't get bored of it, because like you said, Ricky Starks, he can promo. He out promo MJF. That happened. That happened on a live mic, you know, and he was the champion. On his watch.
Man. It's cool. And the one thing you said too, that this is a very like WWE feeling like way of building a story. And I think that just more of this, AEW could benefit so much from this kind of storytelling, you know, because that storytelling is not their strong suit. Storytelling in general, like telling a long-term story. They have long-term stories, but they don't really have the impact necessarily. They don't make you care like a lot of the WWE ones are making us care right now.
Because they structure they show for TV. It's an episodic weekly television program. So they'll keep you guessing, especially with Papa H now at the helm,
Right.
what he could
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, what he got stewing up for Sammy and Tribal Chief. He was like, hold on, I got something smelling good in the back room with this Cody too. You know, so don't get full on that now. I got something stewing up in the back. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's nice to see, you know, from AEW. And I guess it shouldn't be too surprising because it's Chris Jericho that's a part of it. So I'm gonna give a lot of credit to Chris Jericho and then him teaming up, you know, with Ricky Starks for the story and like what they want to do. I just wish we could get some kind of overarching like writers group together for AEW so that they can have this kind of spread out all throughout, you know, AEW. Now, one other place that IWC earmuffs for this next segment, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the internet wrestling community is not feeling what happened in the tag team championship match. But yes, storytelling, overarching storytelling has been happening with the Guns. Okay, it has been happening, and with, you know, the Acclaimed overall, there's been a story here where, you know, we have Billy Gunn at the heart of this whole thing. He was with the Guns at first, and he flipped and then he said, you know what, I want a scissor, you know, so he went and joined the Acclaimed, okay, and abandoned his kids to an extent. And so they've been off doing their own thing. They had stuff with FTR, you know, then they come back here and it's them and the Acclaimed again. And you got the awesome moment where was it Austin that mentioned that quote about, yeah, go ahead and walk away and bury your problems in the bottom of a pill bottle like you always used to. And that, to me, when I heard that, I was like, okay, that
real.
Was real. Personal. Like that shit was real. Personal, Billy turned around, went back to the ring, said, "Oh no, don't look away. You said it. You gotta own that shit now." Like, you said it. I'm like, okay,
man up.
You know, so I appreciated that, and I said it, I think on our in the beginning of the year in one of our earlier shows, that the Gun Club is a team that I've been watching. I've been paying attention to them. That
I didn't.
This team, they've been trying. I've been seeing what they're doing, and I do respect the work and I respect the effort. And now, yes, I'm sorry, IWC, but they are your new AEW tag team champions, and I like it. I like it for them. I like it for them. I like it for AEW. I feel like it makes a lot of sense that these two, as heels, would do this, you know? Yeah, like it should happen. Like they use the championships, and look, the Acclaimed, they were great, but honestly, I feel like the Acclaimed having this loss can ultimately be better for them in the long run.
Let them chase again.
Let them chase again. Let them chase for a while. I think there's probably going to be a rematch of Revolution, but I think let them chase, let them stay away from the titles for a little bit and build themselves back up. But the Gun Club, like these two, oh man, Austin and Colton, it is just such a shock value. You can see it in that crowd. They were all like, wait,
dude,
what?
They was not feeling that shit.
No.
Man, just mad. Like, just the look on people's faces.
I was like, oh shit, I was shocked, and I love that decision. I love that swerve.
It's great. No, because you don't expect it. You're thinking, oh no, they're not going to lose to a team like this. Like, sure, there's been the emotional storytelling a little bit with the dad, you know, and the kids, but they didn't really. I'm sure people didn't buy into that story as much as I did, you know, because I'm reading the crowd, I'm reading the room, and I'm like, yeah, they don't buy into it as much, but I see what's going on, and this shit is good. So now you pull the trigger and you say, yeah, they're gonna go ahead and win. Heel tactics, use the championship. Ref was knocked out.
Real smart how they did it.
Yeah, it's a great heel win, and now people are gonna hate them. They're gonna get real heat now. Real heat. Dude, this could be, honestly, the heat that they get could be, I would say, I'm going to put Dom's heat a little bit over theirs, but a step below that, I think they could get that same heat because of how much people love Billy Gunn and how they're still not, because some people were saying, ooh, it'd be cool if Billy Gunn turned on the Acclaimed and joined the Gun. No, I don't want that. I feel like Billy needs to stay away from his kids.
Yeah.
And the fit with the Acclaimed makes more sense. And then having the Gun Club be against him is the way you do it, just like Dom against his father, Rey Mysterio. Like, this is their version of that. if they really go through and just hell, this is a moment where I would say AEW just copy WWE. Just copy them.
Ain't nothing wrong with copying the homework sometimes.
Copy their homework. Look, it's right there.
Hey, let me copy that shit real quick. That shit look good.
Do it.
Shit, look better than my shit.
Bro, I'm telling you, what we got Valentine's Day coming up. Cool. Have them show up. Their dad's on some date or whatever. Have them show up and ruin that with the tag team titles.
Oh,
every holiday coming up, let the Guns ruin their Father's Day. Like, just do it.
I'm with that.
I don't care.
I don't care. It's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
It's week by week. This is weekly episodic TV right here. That's how we do it. All right. Man, shout out to Dom. I see you. Ass Boys winning was definitely a shock. I'm not mad, but I didn't want the Acclaim to lose those belts yet. I hear you, but I love the swerve. This was I had the same energy just like in 27 Backlash when Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton in Chicago.
Yeah, no,
and the reaction on that crowd, bro. It was priceless. And I was like, bro, I'll fuck with this. I was like, of course I went in like, man, Randy winning. Come on, Jinder. And then when it happened, I actually rolled with it. I was like, oh shit, people just like, what the fuck?
That was and then when he beat Shinsuke, so I was like, are you kidding me?
Yes.
Again? What is happening?
Oh, man.
So bad. So, yeah, man. But shout out to the Guns, man, for pulling that off. And shout out to the Acclaim for being great champions while they were. And shout out to Billy Gunn for being the piece that's kind of keeping this all together as far as, that centerpiece of both teams. And, yeah, I want to see more. I want to see more of this. And AEW, like I said, just copy WWE's homework. That dumb shit, do that with the Guns. That's it. Copy their homework. Okay.
See how it's working? They building the story. They getting ready and prime for WrestleMania. That's going to be a great match right there. Just the story alone.
And yeah, it's that time. I gave you a little bit of a sound effect. I said, yeah, when I said it, and I'm looking and I see we're at that point in the show where we switch over to WWE. So, hey, man, go ahead and run that clip. Go ahead and run that clip. You know the clip you got to do. You know it. You know it. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. We talk about WWE. I got to play that clip. Let me get ready. Oh, boy. Yeah. I love me some WWE. Not for the AEW talk, enough for being about AEW.
Man.
Shake that shit off, man.
See?
That shit feel unnatural right there. Me just loving AEW, loving their stories, talking about it, how excited, man.
Dude, hey, it was good shit. Everything we talked about was good shit.
Okay, I feel like 2020 me when I used to just praise AEW on a weekly basis. Just that's the old me. I don't remember.
No, that's the old me. It's just 2020.
I'm the Tribal Chief of Podcasting now.
Oh my god. Oh man. Well, hey, you're getting your wish. We're talking about WWE. We're talking about big men getting ready to slap some man meat at the Elimination Chamber. What? Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley is happening, but it's happening not at WrestleMania yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not there yet.
The Elimination Chamber. Okay, so what were your thoughts when you heard that they were going to have a match at Elimination Chamber? Because I wasn't expecting them to have a match yet. I thought they were going to hold off until Mania, but here we go. So what were your thoughts?
I'm cool with it, man, but I see that for some reason, I see the story that Hurt Business is going to get involved somehow at Elimination Chamber involving Bobby and Brock. All right, that's the story I see, and then it's going to have Adam Pearce the calls and like, hey, WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell, Brock and Bobby, give me that. I want that. I need that in my life. Give me that recipe, Papa H. Whip that up. I know you got it in your cookbook. I know you got Brock and Bobby, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania. Give me that for Hollywood. It is decided.
Hell in a Cell WrestleMania would be insane. That would be insane. I mean, I hope you're right. I hope they do that. I wasn't thinking Hell in a Cell at all. I was just thinking, okay, they're going to have a match, and then, but then if you already had, because this would be match number 4
Is this 4? Just
at Mania.
Oh yeah, this would be 4
because this is the third match right now. It's 1-1, and then this would be the third one. Yeah, so that would be 4. So Hell in a Cell, yeah, that's interesting.
We get like a DQ finish, but it'll be cool, man. Hopefully they still beat the hell out of each other and save that for WrestleMania because this is a good story. We actually have a story where Brock and Bobby. Cause Brock, he said he got beef. Try to ice fish. I see Bobby trying to eat a juicy steak. I see Bobby. Well, I'm in the bed with my wife. About 5-6 hours later, I see Bobby.
That was a great pause too, man.
Yep. He let it breathe.
Yeah,
I was like,
the crowd's like,
He looked at the crowd, he reacted too. He was looking around. What you think I'm talking about, huh? What you think?
Like, dang, man, you thinking about him there too? What's going on? Oh man. Shout out to the Call Up Podcast, man. I saw on Instagram, he posted a picture. Somebody did an animated thing of Brock Lesnar in bed with his wife, and there's like a thought bubble, and it's Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah, I saw
and
that.
It said 4 or 5 hours later. I was like, all right, cool. So shout out to them, man. That was awesome. But yeah, hey, Dom, I'm gonna call this one out. Dom saying, I'm loving how much you loving AEW this week, my tribal chief. Hey, we're gonna add some more. We threw in a little bit. All right, we had 3 little topics. We're gonna expand that little by little. Tribal chief, you gonna come around. You gonna come around now.
What you gonna come around?
I got you, Zion. I got you.
Tribal chief behind me right here.
We gonna talk, man.
We gonna talk about when we get there. We're not there yet.
By the time WrestleMania is over, there might be another T-shirt up there. I'm just saying, there's someone else.
There's gonna be a lot of angry people on Twitter.
Yeah, you.
Sir. It's gonna be a massive up.
I can't wait, man. We gotta get 3 seconds. I cannot wait to talk about
with the evil smile, dude.
Woo. Dude, all right, let's keep going. Man. Stories were being told, absolutely, and another story that's told. Oh, I love comics. I love Spider-Man, and there was one line where it said Spider-Man no more. He was done. He was done being Spider-Man. Well, here we had our own version of that in a way. Wrestling God or modern day wrestling God. Oh, wait. No, am I jumping the gun here? Oh, I am jumping the gun here. Oh, no.
That's all right. I was like, all right, we're going with a different phone.
All right, yeah.
Whatever. Let's go. All right.
Modern day wrestling God no more. Plus, the Hurt Business is booming? Yes. All right. So, reason why these two together are, 1, I wanted to shrink it into one topic because we don't have to spend too much time on this. But 2, they actually were on screen at the same time.
They were. They were.
Basically, Corbin lost again. All right, lost to Dexter Lumis, and you saw the look on JBL's face. He was disgusted. They're in the back, and Corbin's like, "Oh, so where we going for drinks, man? We gonna party? Like, what we doing?"
Right, he didn't even give a fuck about you lost, man. He just
yeah.
You came back smiling too.
We gonna party? What we doing? What we drinking? What we drinking, JBL? What we drinking?
That right.
This dude, JBL said, "We." He hit him with a tribal chief. We? There ain't no we. What is this? He called him a disgrace. Called him a clown. Oh man, I wrote down the quote that he hit him with though that really killed me was, I was a champion, whatever. Like I was must watch television. You are channel changing television. That sound you hear is remote controls around the world changing the channel to watch anything but you.
Damn, bro.
I turned into Homer Simpson going in the bushes. I was like, whoa. It was savage, man. Like he basically said, you're not worth my time. You shouldn't even be anywhere near me. You shouldn't be in my presence anymore. And Corbin, he was dumbfounded. So with that, before we go over to the Hurt Business, I'm gonna ask you.
You can't polish a turd.
I tried.
If you could take 6
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, man. He ain't. Apparently, according to JBL, he ain't. So I gotta ask you, what's next for Corbin? Go ahead and say it. You know what's next. I just want to hear you say it.
What?
Say it.
You talking about his old gimmick? We're gonna go back to that.
I mean, what you think? Like, look, it's kind of obvious what's getting ready to happen here.
Is that what you're thinking?
It's kind of obvious what's getting ready to happen here.
Is it?
This whole thing, they're dropping it. They're dropping the modern day wrestling god. They're dropping just like there's gonna be Corbin trying to get his mojo back. He's gonna try to find try to find the best version of himself. And it's already been talked about and rumored for a while. So I think this is happening where, I mean, he got abandoned. He's on his own. That lone wolf makes a whole lot of sense right now, given what this dude just said to him. Like, screw it. I'm on my own. I'm on my own. And I'm going to go in my bag of tricks and find something that I've kept in the bag for all this time. All right. And it just seems like a perfect time to go ahead and do it with how he's feeling right now. Just got disrespect. Man, this dude channel changing television.
So if he goes back to the lone wolf, you think he's a face? Because the crowd are going to cheer for that. They're going to
honestly. That could go either way. The cheering or booing, I don't know if they're going to cheer him right away because it's Corbin. Like, Corbin is an established heel, so I feel like it's going to be tough to get people to cheer him. Like, he's just worked so hard on being a heel. Yeah, I don't think it's immediate. It could over time. He could over time become a face, but I don't
gonna cheer.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna cheer that. I think they're let's be real about something here. We haven't seen that in so long, and the majority of that was in NXT, right? I don't think this crowd right now is really even that familiar with what the Lone Wolf is. This is kind of an introduction to the mainstream crowd of that character if they do that. So I don't think it's a thing where, oh man, it's cool, he's going back to the Lone Wolf. No, I think a lot of the people in the crowd probably gonna look at it and be like, what the fuck is this? Is this Corbin? Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And so depending on how he is with it, maybe he wins them over. But I don't think it's all about heel or face. I just think it's about he's on his own. Let me be a badass. Fuck this. You know, Brett or JBL told me I ain't worth shit. Fuck him. I'm gonna prove him wrong just like I can prove everybody else wrong. And he's gonna get serious. I mean, we already saw a version of this with Austin Theory where he got serious, right?
Well, that's true.
H seems to be like, all right, these goofy versions of these characters, on some level, some of these dudes, we got to get them serious.
And it's crazy. He doesn't do like an immediate change. He actually does like a transition story for that, you know, for a character change, like he did with Austin Theory, or even maybe possibly with Baron Corbin now, man. What do you think of this comment right here? Ivan said, he mentions on this show yesterday, shout out to Circle of Debate. Awesome show, by the way, out there with Tim King as well. Bloodline Brothers, put in the good work. Lone Wolf or teaming with Cameron Grimes? He picks him up. Yes, please.
Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. Him teaming with Cameron Grimes, I don't want that. I want Cameron Grimes showing up on his own or doing his own thing. I don't want them mixed together. No, Lone Wolf.
Yo, you shot that shit down, bro.
No.
Not even giving it that much energy. No.
He was like Lone Wolf.
Cameron Grimes. No.
Just,
Lone Wolf. Between those two, Lone Wolf.
Damn. You don't want to think about it? You don't want to play around with the scenario?
Nah.
Little fantasy booking?
No, I don't need to go and over Messiah this one. Nope.
No foreplay with it, sir.
Lone
Nothing.
Wolf. That or Cameron. I love Cameron Grimes. This isn't about like, oh, I don't like him. No, Cameron Grimes is shit.
Yeah, but
Cameron Grimes is shit. But him and Corbin?
Yeah, that just exceeds that, huh?
No. It's more likely, and this won't happen either, but like JBL picking him up because the whole money thing, but then just bring $1 Million Man back if you're going to do that. So, yeah, I think Cameron Grimes needs to do his own thing, you know, like, and he's a face like that. He is, and it's crazy to think about where he started too, but Cameron Grimes would be a face in my eyes.
What about Grimes with JBL to feud with Corbin?
That's what. So I was saying the one thing I could see would be, you know, Cameron Grimes joining up with JBL because of the whole money thing, and you know they have that connection. But then you might as well just bring in $1 Million Man. And I don't see Cameron Grimes being a heel, to debut, but he does a great heel too. He could be a heel, he could be a face, but he's so over as a face in NXT that.
And that Cameron Grimes gimmick right now with the whole money and to the moon, that's a face thing.
That's such a face thing, the way that he does it specifically. Like, and even if he started heel, he definitely would end up turning into a face, because I think the crowd would love that.
Yeah. To that moon, roster. Yeah, it'd be like, to the moon.
He's too catchy. It's just too catchy. Like the stuff, the things he says, the way he is, the energy he has. That's a face, man. That dude is a face. So yeah, no, those two
got that southern draw,
Yeah. And I don't see Baron Corbin being that type of face neither. like being like, hey,
he had his thing with the sympathy.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No,
he had his thing with the bum ass Corbin. You had sympathies, so it was slightly face. But after that, I don't want to. Don't even.
He was actually. It was funny. He actually was not a face when he was bum ass Corbin. Nobody felt sorry for him. Kevin Owens was being a piece of shit to him, and the crowd still was not feeling Baron Corbin.
I felt bad, man. He just wearing the same shirt with the same ketchup stain every week. Couldn't get it washed. Don't even have enough money to get it washed.
Yeah. No one cared, man. They're like, dude, that's your fault. You fucked up. You fucked up. Ain't nobody feeling bad for you. Oh man. All right. So now the Hurt Business. Let's talk about them for a little bit. So in the background, when all that was going on with Corbin, you saw MVP with Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander. They were powering, they were talking. And so it's like, okay, what's going on here? And then they had a match with Alpha Academy, and they won. They won. What? They getting dubs?
Man, getting dubs.
They getting
on
dubs?
Monday Night Raw.
So
hey man, it must have been a good meeting. Every time you end a meeting like this, like that little dab hug, and it like seemed like a good meeting.
Right.
They come out there and get a dub with that. I'm like,
right. Hey, so
good meeting.
You said it earlier, like it feels like, okay, maybe something's gonna happen in the Elimination Chamber with the Hurt Business. Maybe they help out Bobby Lashley, like, hey, with these two getting dubs, with MVP doing what he's doing, and then he's constantly in Bobby's ear trying to get him to put the band back together.
And plus, Bobby was feeling himself during that promo with Brock.
Great
he was
point.
Like, I'm not going to answer you now. I'm going to take this with my agent. I'm going to take it to my attorney.
Great point. Like, that was heel. That was heel Bobby talking right there.
Yep.
Like, oh, you surprised, Brock? You surprised? I'm taking my time. You surprised?
Him on the nose. Like,
right. Yeah, man. It makes sense. That the way he was acting right there, it makes sense that he would be a heel and that they could find a way to make this work and come back together. So yeah, I feel like business is on the verge of booming, but you got a tag team win for Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin with MVP back in their corner. Hey,
give me that.
Let's do it. I'm all for it.
Yes, come on, Hurt Business.
Hell yeah.
Come together. It's Black History Month too. Come on.
Yeah. Now let's take a step back and let's talk about Edge and Beth. Yes. I know I messed you up a little bit.
I got it right there. Bam.
There we go. All right. Edge and Beth. It was announced that they're going against Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. But I got a question. What about Dom? Should it have been Dom instead of Finn?
You think this is a game to me? I served hard time.
He served hard time. He said, Beth and Edge, when y'all was gone, I was doing hard time. I can't say it.
You can't say it with a straight face.
I can't say it. I tried. One of these weeks I'm going to do it. I would say with a straight face that
he did hard time. I can say he did hard time.
Hard time.
Hard time.
Oh, you struggling, bro.
He did hard time. I believe him.
Man.
Look at him. Look at him.
With the temporary tattoo of the teardrop. Nah, bro.
Hard time. I'm trying. Yeah, man. Dude. So when it happened, when they announced it, I was like, Yeah, because it makes sense because it's like Finn and Edge, you know, they were in the last man standing match. Of course, Rhea Ripley, you know, she knocked out Beth. It makes total sense, except for the fact that like Dom is there and Dom and Mommy teaming up, and Edge has his issues with Dom too.
Yeah,
like
seems perfect.
It's so perfect. Like either way works, either way makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like it probably should have been Dom.
Dom is doing great work, and he's like he has like some great momentum right now, and I wanted to see it keep it going too. So I thought maybe we was gonna get a tag team match, intergender tag team match, Dom and Rhea against Beth and Edge. It made sense because Edge got beef with Dom too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it just makes so much sense, and Finn could still be there. You know, Finn could be in their corner and be on the outside and causing distractions and stuff like that to try to get them to win. Like that could have happened still. So it'll be flipped now. Dom will be there and he'll be on the outside, you know, and I guess this makes for a better match, you know, as far as just like the wrestling that's going on. Like, because Finn, I mean, obviously Finn is Finn. He's that dude when it comes to in-ring. But the story, I feel like it just plays so well for Dom to be the guy in the ring. You know, in this match, it just makes sense. You know, in the chat, like I hope you guys are talking about this. I'm curious, even what chat thinks, should it have been Dom or should it have been Finn in this tag match? Because it's just I'm torn because it makes sense on both sides, but I kind of lean towards Dom.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Yeah, we still got quite a few views left. So let us know, Dom or Finn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Dom because you know why.
I'm built differently.
Oh man, yeah. The dude, it just I wanted to see it. And you know, obviously we're gonna be building towards Rey Mysterio versus Dom, so that's coming to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But this one right here,
been a nice little side mission for them.
Dom and Mommy, Dom and Mommy.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix had Dom in the air. He was like, "Mommy."
Yeah. Oh man. Classic.
Dude, he's doing
right
great
there.
work. He's doing, I swear, ever since he got locked up. He's feeling himself.
Yeah. I mean, look, you know what's crazy is Dom, from a promo standpoint, he's killing it. He's doing a great job. And, you know, Damian Priest had his mess up there where he said, you know, like, you know, this Saturday when I qualify for the Money in the Bank, and I was saying, I was like, wait, what? What's happening? He's like, oh, this guy Edge, he's got me all messed up. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
I'm so flustered right now. I'm so flustered.
I said, no, Damian, no.
And I saw it happen too, like in real time.
Right.
Right before. He took like this super long pause.
Yeah.
I'm like, what you pausing for? And then he just followed up with Money in the Bank. And then it clicked. And then I'm like, oh, I just realized I fucked up. Oh,
I fucked up.
Elimination Chamber. Oh, you got me so flustered right now.
You got me so this guy Edge. He just got me so flustered I can't even talk. I said, damn. And then Dom got back on the mic and was spitting.
Clean
up.
Like,
Dom is cleaning this shit up. What? Oh, Damian.
No, Damian, no.
Dude, man. It is what it is, though, man.
Yeah, it happened, but man, that was bad look, bro.
Yeah, so, hey, it is what it is. Dom. We here for you, man. You doing good work. You're doing good work. All right, so.
Dom.
Let's you got Becky and Bayley, right?
Oh yeah, I got that.
Okay, Becky. I want to make sure I got this right. That's more on me.
No, I got
Becky and Bayley. All right. So really, you know, what this is about is the return of Lita, a Hall of Famer. You know, she showed up. Becky said, you know, she's got an ace up her sleeve, you know, because we've been having Damage Control get involved in her matches. So she had an ace in the hole. That ace in the hole was Lita, which brings me to kind of a small rumor now. Feels like it's going to be a 6-woman tag match coming up pretty soon in the future where you'll have Damage Control versus Becky Lynch versus Lita and potentially one other Hall of Famer. Maybe we can get a little stratisfaction going on and have a triple threat match of that caliber against Damage Control. Something that's been, thrown out there. I've seen a little bit, and I'm like, I kind of like that idea, whether or not it's going to happen or not. But just want to bring that to the forefront, like, because Lita coming in, what's the point of that? Where are we going with that? Yeah. So I feel like that would be an interesting thing. Now, where does that happen? Does that happen? I mean, it's not going to happen in the Elimination Chamber, but does that happen, on the road to WrestleMania? Does that happen at WrestleMania? Because right now Becky doesn't have a match right now at WrestleMania.
So
we did see Ronda come back. Six man tag.
Six woman
tag. 6 woman tag.
At WrestleMania?
Hey, you got Lita, you got Trish, and Becky Lynch, right? Like, I mean, that trio right there, I feel like people would pay to see that, to see those 3 team up. And then have them go against Damage Control. Okay. Like, I can see that. I could buy that.
Okay. Yeah. It'd be a good look for Damage Control, too. And then Papa H at least give him like 15, 20 minutes. So
I don't think it'll go that long.
No, 15, 12?
I 10 minutes.
Nah, man.
Maybe counting entrances, 15.
I would say 10 if we were still under Vince, but
yeah, I just don't see. I see it's more of an attraction match where, it's just more about, hey, we got Lita and Trish teaming up, together for the first time in God knows when. And then, Becky Lynch there, which, put her with them. And then really, like, I guess you're putting her in the category of Hall of Famer. Like, we're basically saying, Becky's Hall of Fame bound. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, that's her future. Her trajectory is to be in the same category as them. If she isn't already, you can make a claim she's already on that level of a Trish or a Lita. So, I feel like it's more of an attraction, and like they're going to put that as they're unbeatable and they would win the match, I would say. But to have that as something for a WrestleMania crowd, it makes sense, because that you're probably not getting The Rock. You're probably not getting, maybe you get Stone Cold to show up, but like to have 2 names like that be there at WrestleMania with, and again, Becky doesn't have a match yet. You're not going to do Becky and Bayley again one-on-one. That seems to be the thing that you could do, bringing Lita back. Like, what else? What else is there for Lita?
Well, that's true. Papa H is not going to bring Lita in just for a one-off and not, continue that and not have any type of continuity with that. So
right.
I hear you on that. So I'm pretty sure it could lead to a tag team, or like you propose with the rumor with the 6-woman tag match with Trish Stratus, which I wouldn't mind. But I'm trying to see if is that WrestleMania, because it's not like the star power is there, but I'm mainly focusing on Becky and Bayley. And I feel like they don't need that. I'm fine with them having a WrestleMania match between just Bayley and Becky if they can somehow level up the story, then it'll make a lot of sense. But I don't know. I don't feel like it needs like Trish Stratus and Lita. I feel like it would maybe hurt them. That type of star power might just overshadow them. From that way, I'm looking at it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a WrestleMania thing to do, to just bring in 2 big names like that for the casual fans. Like, that just seems like right in line with what you would do at a WrestleMania. Like, you wouldn't do that at any other pay-per-view, really. But, well, Saudi, you would do that too. That would be another place where I could see something like that.
Is that coming up before WrestleMania again?
I feel like there is one more show after Elimination Chamber and before WrestleMania. Chat, if you got that, let us know.
Let us know.
But I think there's one more. So that could be a thing where if we do have one more show between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, maybe there you do that. And then that helps set up whatever they're going to do between Bayley and Becky at Mania.
I see Bayley versus Lita, and I see Ronda versus Becky from Ivan. Shout out to the professor.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're going to see Ronda and Shayna go for the tag team titles. But we also could see Ronda versus Shayna in general, happen pretty soon based off of, some of the stuff that happened on SmackDown as well. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man, I feel like it's interesting. Lita showing up really kind of threw me off. Like, I was like, okay, so where is this going? So that, I could kind of see them doing, like, this is a setup for WrestleMania. And of course, when WrestleMania, it's already a star-studded event. So
yes, it is.
Put Lita there with Trish Stratus, have them have one more WrestleMania moment, and then have it be Becky, and then put Becky on that Rushmore of, because those two, when you say the Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling, specifically from a WWE standpoint, those two are there. So that's kind of like you are building the Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling and putting them on one team together. And then on the other side, there's Bayley too, who, yeah, you can put her there along with Charlotte, Sasha Banks, like that crew. I just think it's a way to honor Becky by saying, yeah, you're on a team, you're on the same level as those two greats, those two Hall of Famers, those two legends of women's wrestling. So, yeah.
Agreed, Hafeez. Ronda and Shayna for the tag belts.
Tim, yeah.
Shout out to the Tim King Show.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's happening. Those two are going to go after the tag team titles. It just that makes a lot of sense, too. It was nice to see that Ronda came back, too, by the way, because she had been out for a while. I'm like, is she okay? Like, is she getting ready to disappear? Because, her not being at Royal Rumble, and then like the SmackDown after she wasn't there again, yeah, but she came back tonight, so that was cool.
It's not like I was missing her, so I didn't mind not seeing Ronda. I'm just saying.
Wow. My goodness.
I'm just saying.
Somebody wants to smoke with Ronda Rousey. Not
me. I didn't miss her presence, okay? I just, it wasn't noticed.
Oh, man. Damn. It wasn't noticed. I definitely noticed. Good Lord. All right, let's talk about these chambers. We got the Elimination Chamber coming up here next Saturday. The fields are set. So both the women's and the men's field are set. Let's talk about the women's field.
Yeah.
And just break that down. So on the women's side, you've got Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, and Carmella. Mella is money. Yes. So with that field, and then on Raw, you had Bianca Belair show up and basically say, hey, which one of you is going to step up and challenge me at WrestleMania? I've been in the chambers before. I know how it is. And yeah, good luck to all y'all. But the winner gets me and gets to try to prove that she can hang with the EST and all that. She was spitting and it was fun to see. But yeah, like this field here. First of all, what do you think of the field? Do you think this field? Let me ask a kind of a brutally honest question.
Go ahead.
Are you impressed with this field?
No.
Are you impressed? Okay.
Well, no. Fuck that. No.
Okay.
Where's Candice LeRae? Where's Candice LeRae? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Give me Candice LeRae. I don't need Natty. I don't need I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. Hometown. Bit pop, maybe. We don't know, but yay. But no, man.
That's why she's there.
I get it. Exactly. But man, give me Candice LeRae, Mia Yim. I was cool with that. One of them. Mella, I get it. I get the accolades. SmackDown Women's Champion, Money in the Bank. The accolades, the reason why you're there, but somebody else. just someone else.
Okay.
Someone else. So to answer your question, I'm not impressed. I'm not.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So I asked that because I have a gut feeling about these things sometimes, and I was pretty sure that most people looking at this, if you've been watching wrestling for a while, and you're seeing this crew, you're like, there's like something's missing, and honestly, looking at this, one thing is none of the four horsewomen are a part of this, right? You don't have Bianca Belair in this because she's champion. Right. So, and then Rhea Ripley, who's also been killing it. She won the Rumble and she's already picked her opponent in Charlotte Flair. So a lot of the big names are out. Right. This group here, like this will probably be one of the first times where we don't have like any one of those names in a match like this. So it seems to be missing like some usual suspects, basically. But looking at the field, I'll say this, that the group of Asuka, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Nikki Cross, I love. Like, I think those four right there makes a lot of sense. And they had already qualified. They'd already like pre-qualified. I honestly think Piper Niven should have been a part of this group.
Oh my God.
I feel like that right
like
there may have been a misstep, not having Piper Niven in this. I get it that Carmella was just coming back. And I'm not mad at Carmella being in the match, but I don't see her as a threat. And I know for sure she is not winning the Elimination Chamber and going against Bianca Belair again. Because we had a whole stretch where it was just those two going against each other night in, night out. No, we've seen that to death.
We're
done. How that one ends.
We're done. We're done.
Right. So I'm out. Natty, yeah, it's in Montreal. Okay, you're in Canada. You want to have her there. But I don't know, man. I'm looking at Shayna and I'm thinking, okay, if we're not going to have Ronda Rousey, which would have been another big name to put in this potentially, Shayna Baszler, the one woman who has actually beaten all of her opponents in Elimination Chamber, now not even being in the Elimination Chamber feels a little bit off. So in my opinion, if I was going to book this, no offense to Papa H, I get this in Montreal, I would have said, I'm sorry, Natty, this ain't happening.
You're gone.
And I would have put Shayna there. I would have had Piper Niven and I would have had Shayna Baszler. And I think people are looking at this a little bit differently because those two, I feel like no one believes that Natalya and Carmella are actually have a chance to win this and go against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. I could see Liv Morgan. I could see Raquel Rodriguez. Nikki Cross to an extent, yeah, I don't really believe it, but her being there and just like the unpredictability of what she's going to do in the chamber,
she serves a purpose, yeah.
Right. And then, of course, there's Asuka, right? Which, is there another answer? I know we're going to do predictions next week. I know that's happening, but is there really another answer to this question of who's going to win this chamber but Asuka? I'm just asking the question. I'm not making my prediction, but I'm just asking the question.
It's a rhetorical question.
Rhetorical. And we'll leave it there. Woo, man. Yeah, so the four, the elite four right there in the middle, cool. The two on the outskirts right there, it could have been, I would have said Piper Niven, and I would have said Shayna Baszler. That's the way I would have went with that. Even if you want to put Shotzi in there, you want to put Shotzi and throw her in there as a new face, when you say Candice LeRae, like look, I love the Gargano family. I love the Gargano family. I'm not so mad that Candice LeRae isn't there. Wow. I feel like Candice, she's amazing, she's great, but I'm okay with her not being in there. That's fine. But clearly, you brought back Piper Niven. You repackaged her as Piper Niven, and she looked dominant in that matchup. I'm like, how is she not winning this? And then Carmella wins the way she did. It's like, that kind of just grind my gears a little bit. It grind my gears a little bit. I just, Mella is money, yes, but no, not over Piper Niven in that situation. And then, Shayna and Natty, they have their history. Shayna broke her nose. That's why she was away for a while, yada, yada, yada. I get it, but come on, man. No one believes Natty is winning this match. I don't care that it's in Canada. No, put Shayna in the match. That's another one. She was dominant for a while, too, in that match. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're trying to build up Shayna again, but Natty wins. Like,
I just don't care about Natty, man. Yeah, I'd rather have Piper Niven. Yeah, I love that talk. She was talking right after the match. She was giving that little warning to Candice LeRae and Mia. She was like, "Get in my way again."
Yeah,
smoke.
Yeah, what you gonna fuck around and find out? That's what she said.
And she talks so vicious. That accent with that too is almost like a way, the cadence of a Drew McIntyre. Like how Drew talks with that authority and vicious. Piper Niven has that same talk, but just it's just a woman doing it, but it just sounds so fierce too.
Yeah, no, it's great. I feel like it's so weird just having her go from Dewdrop to Piper Niven. I feel like she's reborn. Like literally, it's just like perfect. Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Just seeing her, and being able to call her Piper again, like I don't know, it just adds so much. But then the attitude change too. It seems like she is taking this serious and being like, look, I'm a problem. Like I'm a real problem. And I don't know. It just works right now. So shout out to Piper Niven. Should have been this match, but that's okay. There's always next time. But there's big things coming for Piper Niven, definitely. All right, on the men's side, switch it up here. On the men's side, now this one is for the United States Championship. This Elimination Chamber match is going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. This is going to be interesting. We got this field is this field is something. Nice. So we got, of course, the champion Austin Theory. He's defending against, you know what time it is. Whoa. Seth freaking Rollins. You got, my God, Johnny Gargano in this match for the United States Championship. Yes.
Change that theme song though, man. Change it.
What's that?
Change his theme song. That new shit.
They remixed it a little bit. I would love to see them go back to the song he was using with The Way. Like, just use that one. Use that one. I don't even care. Either go with the original one, or go with the Way song. This in between one it's all right. It's all right, but it's okay. It's Johnny Gargano. I'm with it. It's gonna be cool to see what superhero inspired theme he's gonna go with as well, because that's his thing. So Johnny Gargano, hey, you going for the title? Your first main roster championship opportunity. I'm all for it. I'm not making the predictions yet, but I'm all for it. My God, Johnny. Okay, I digress. Bronson Reed. Oh boy, this dude, man. I'm all about Bronson Reed being in this match. Damian Priest, who I hope now Damian Priest understands this is not Money in the Bank and that this is Elimination Chamber. But that's okay, Damian. You in it. You won. You won the qualifying match.
I like what he saw you put on social media. He put a spin on it. He was like, I'm just calling my shot for this
for Money in the Bank early. Yeah. Okay. That's what that was. That's what that was. Got it. Take the L, Damian.
I know, right?
Take the L.
Oh man.
All right, and then you got. Man, the profits are up. Montez Ford qualified for Elimination Chamber. Wow. So I'm going to ask the same question. Are you impressed with the field?
I am. I am. Just no hesitation. I am. I love the potentials. I love the basically what Papa H is saying. Look at my new stars mixed with, with current stars. Mm-hmm. Like potential stars. All right. Dude, Austin Theory in the Elimination Chamber. I'm kind of amped to see what he's gonna do, how he's gonna, because I'm not gonna mention prediction. I'm just gonna say I'm interested in what he's gonna do if he's gonna show some type of dominance in the Elimination Chamber. Bronson Reed, bro, just that tummy move. If he's gonna do it from the top of the chamber, oh man, bro, who gonna take that? Who gonna take that? Oh, he's gonna airball. Something gonna happen. Montez,
same thing.
Yeah, his agility is gonna be nuts in this. He's probably already practicing what he's gonna do, and Johnny Gargano. Hey man, yeah, underdog. Don't sleep on him though. But yeah, I'm interested to see what type what type of mix he's gonna bring. How is he gonna stand out from the crowd? Will the crowd get behind him too? Because I noticed that he has some of a lackluster reaction from the crowd. So hopefully this will help from this showing for the men's elimination chamber. And of course,
who was that for? Was that Johnny?
For Johnny, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I feel like the crowd is, a little somber when it comes to him for his reaction, man. So hopefully he just needs to wrestle more in front of the crowd. And
I think that's what it is, honestly. He hasn't been around. He was hurt for a while. We haven't seen him wrestle much, so I think that's part of it, honestly. And yeah, I mean, just it takes time for the crowd to get that connection. The whole story with him and the Miz was really comedy. So that's not something to really, and a lot of it was Dexter Lumis. It wasn't really about
that Dexter Lumis story, yeah.
Right.
He's just a supporting role.
It's coming. I feel like with Johnny, he just has this way about him. Whether it's as a heel or as a face, he just has this way about him where, one, the matches he has are fire. So, you start to respect him. At least for me, what had happened was I kept noticing every time this guy has a match, it's like match of the night. You know, like he just has this way about him where he just gets match of the night, match of the night, match of the night. And then but then it seemed like the crowd, actually what was funny is the reason why I really got behind him was because it seemed like the crowd wasn't respecting that. Like they were lukewarm on Johnny. I'm like, what the, like this dude is putting in work. What more do you want him to do? So when he finally turned heel, I actually really loved it. I was like, yes, this about damn time. Like,
I did too.
Talk your shit, Johnny. You know,
I actually came around because he was heel now.
Yeah.
I became a Johnny fan.
Right, you know, well, I was more so. I was already a Johnny fan, and even
you was already a Johnny
Tommaso Ciampa thing, like him and Tommaso Ciampa going back and forth, and I was there when Tommaso Ciampa took the ring off his finger, spit on it, threw it off at the stage. I'm like, what? It happened right in front of me, and me and the crowd are telling Johnny, like, do it, Johnny, do it. He grabbed him, had him in the, I forget the name of the move, but he had him on his back. And they both jumped off the stage, and oh my god, it's crazy. Anyway, so stuff like that, the storytelling that he had with Tommaso, combined with how great of his matches were, and the crowd really not respect him. He went into that match with Adam Cole, one of our legendary debates. He went into that match with Adam Cole, get booed. He was getting booed. He's the face, and he was getting booed. Adam Cole was the heel, and everybody wanted Adam Cole to win. So as that match progressed, they didn't care. They were more like, oh my God, this is great. And then they started cheering Johnny Gargano. By the end of it, everybody was on their feet like, this is great. Everyone loved it. It was amazing, except for you, but you know.
Except me.
Yeah. Just, I think it takes time. That the whole journey of Johnny in NXT kind of shows you, like, it took time for people to see what he was all about. And eventually, they pivoted. He's got the charisma. He'll figure it out.
He's getting a lot of camera time, but I think he just needs to wrestle too. Like you said, a little bit of
the wrestling is what'll get people to really see him and be like, holy shit, you know, this is cool. And just make more use of the Gargano family together. Like Candice LeRae and Johnny together, their magic, you know, like the storytelling, the segments, you know, the stuff at their house that they used to do in NXT. Yeah, like the family is damn near back together again. Indy Hartwell was at Royal Rumble. You know, Austin Theory is here. I mean, Dexter Lumis is basically another son, essentially. Like the family is here. You just need to go ahead and find ways to put the pieces together. And we're there. So, hey, I can't wait. I can't wait. But overall, though, this, I mean, again, not getting into predictions, but excited about the field. I think everybody here it's very exciting to think about, you know, what they're going to do in the match. I feel like you could see a title change in this. It is possible. At least I feel like the way everyone's stature is, the way that I look at Seth Rollins, the way that I look at Bronson Reed, the way that I look at Montez Ford, I see like, hey, it would not be crazy to think, could Montez Ford win this? Yeah, he could. You know, and then become United States how crazy would that be?
Even Damian Priest, former United States
champion. There's something about Montez Ford, though, that people have been wanting to see this happen for a long time, that he has a singles run. This, I think, could be almost like a Kofi Kingston situation against Daniel Bryan, where it's like, this dude here, should we pull an audible? If it wasn't in the plans, if this crowd is going nuts for Montez Ford, should we just go ahead and do it?
Let's see how the performance is when it comes to the Elimination Chamber, man. He can be that. He can take the spotlight. Let's see. It's going to be interesting, man. It's a lot of potentials.
I think this is the beginning for him of potentially becoming a single star. I really do. I think this could be a star-making performance that they finally say, you know what? Next draft, split up the Street Profits. And Angelo Dawkins is not like done if that happens. He's been showing out.
He's Gucci.
On Raw.
He is Gucci when they split. Like he is perfectly.
Angelo Dawkins is good.
Fine.
Yes.
Right.
He's gonna be just fine.
Nothing to worry about, bro. Nothing.
Hell no. Oh man. So yeah, man. That's Elimination Chamber. Both matches set. The men's and the women's side. We good there. Let's get to it. Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. Instant classic.
I just do it on my side.
Wow. Yeah, man. Get acquainted to that. Get acquainted to that man. Get acquainted. Yes.
You the guy to go be my tribal chief. You.
Hey. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
You better prepare yourself for the uproar when people get mad. Why would you? He's perfect. He's the spokesman. He's the face of the WWE.
Oh man,
nah,
dude.
Tribal chief.
So let's talk about what happened on Raw, right? So actually, you go ahead and break that down, man. What happened? What happened?
I'll let you take. This is you, the Cody dude. This is all you.
Cody dude, but this has to do with the tribal chief.
I don't want my fingerprints on this, sir. I'm not going to.
It's already on there. He's on your side.
I know that's
on your side.
I'm sorry, sir.
Paul Heyman's on my side.
Right.
Paul Heyman's on my side.
Flip this around. But I'm sorry, sir. That's as far as I'm going to do. As far as I'm going to just have him on my side. I'm not going to. You do that.
So what I appreciated about this is when Cody said, let's peel the curtain back, because you had Cody. He came out at first. He was on, by himself, and he said a little something. But when Paul Heyman came out there and they started getting into it, Cody, Paul Heyman was giving Cody his kudos and saying, and showing the emotion for Cody's dad, and Cody said, hey man, let's if we're gonna pull the curtain, let's pull the curtain back and let's talk about it. And he talked about how, when they had nothing, no money, no nothing, Dusty, Paul Heyman called Dusty and wanted him to do an appearance, and he was gonna pay him a little bit of money, and it was money that his family desperately needed. For that, he will always be grateful to Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman was, it looked like for a moment that he said, "You son of a bitch, you're good. You're good." He was ready to just go out there and schmooze this man and make him feel good and all that, set him up.
But still,
So, he said that, and he got Paul Heyman in his feelings, and he paused a couple times, and I'm like, man, and it made me think for a second, this dude, is he breaking character completely? Is Paul Heyman really is this a moment, right? And it felt like a moment. It was great, and the crowd was into it. Everybody was emotional. And then Paul Heyman, talks about how much he really loved Dusty and just what he meant to him, and he's just so proud of the man that Cody has become, all this and that. But the line that he gave him towards the end of this whole thing was crazy. He told him, he said, Dusty, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that he loved you and he was proud of you as his son and just whatever, thought the world to him. But Roman Reigns is the son that he wished he had.
Fuck it, I choose violence today.
He said, what now? He said, Roman Reigns is the son that Dusty wishes he had. Wow. What?
Drop the mic too. I was
dropped the mic. It was done. And Cody,
I'm like, that's a mic drop moment. You don't need to say nothing else.
There's nothing that just so disrespectful. So Cody's pissed, obviously. Then he pushes up against Paul Heyman, gets him in the corner. He says, look, all I want to do is win a wrestling match. And everybody wants to make this personal.
It is personal.
So you tell the tribal chief that come WrestleMania, I am going to take his Universal WWE Championship personally. What then was done. I'm like, wow, man, that was crazy. The whole segment, there was a lot more to it as far as the things they were saying back and forth to each other. But at the end of it, it just was if you haven't seen it, definitely go see it, because right there, what I just said, it's only a fraction of what had happened. But the key points to that for me was there is a lot of respect. Paul Heyman is coming at this hey, dude, I actually respect you. I think you're great, and the feeling is mutual from Cody. There is a real connection there. And, it was cool where Paul Heyman was saying, your father is responsible for a lot of the guys that are here right now that are doing great things and this and that, he took them under his wing and he made them, he helped prepare them for this. Yep. He prepared Seth Rollins. He prepared who else did he say
Becky
he prepared?
Lynch.
Becky Lynch. He said he prepared the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
That
but
guy.
Do you know who he didn't prepare for this? Who he didn't prepare? You. He said he didn't prepare you for this.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Dude. And maybe it's because he wanted you to do your own thing and find your own way and be your own man and not live under the shadow of Dusty Rhodes. Maybe he wanted that, but then he went into the line about, you know what? I can say within a shadow of a doubt that you were his favorite son, that he loved you, and everything about Dustin is oh shit, like but you're his favorite son.
And he let it breathe. He let it breathe. You see
Like,
Cody reacting to it.
Yeah, dude, man.
Doing that little Cody handshake.
Man, Roman Reigns is the son he wishes he had. Wow. Just crazy, man. Crazy. So here's where I'm at with this. This story, I was all in on Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. I wanted to see that happen, even when just before Cody had won. Yeah. And when Cody won Royal Rumble, I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going to be Cody and Roman. But part of me was still like, oh, Sami. And then I saw this, and I'm saying, damn, Papa H, I just should not doubt you, because the way that he's telling the story now, he's got me all in wanting to see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Like, just emotionally, all the elements are there. All the elements are there for this showdown, this showcase with these two dudes. Roman Reigns, the dude that Dusty Rhodes helped
prepare,
build,
groom
in NXT. Like, he's a part of that, right? Is the champion and arguably the greatest champion of all time. Let's just go ahead and say it. Roman Reigns is the greatest champion of all time.
Ooh,
just say
it again.
Right? Just say it. Roman Reigns is the greatest champion of all time.
That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
This storytelling wise, everything he's been doing, it's just this right here, greatest champion of all time. Just go ahead and do it, right? And on the other side, this kid with this dream, the son of Dusty Rhodes. Dusty never won the big one, and he's gone. He's not with us anymore. And so many people have a connection to Dusty Rhodes, man. Everybody in WWE, you say the name Dusty Rhodes, it just commands so much respect, love, and admiration. And his son, who was released, went to Japan, bet on himself in the Indies, made a name for himself, helped build the competition, right? Caused some trouble, as he said, went out and caused some trouble. Then decided he was leaving AEW to go back to WWE, and now wins the Rumble, and then is going to main event WrestleMania against the greatest champion of all time.
Oh, man. When you say that, just puts a big smile on my face.
Hey, man, it's just, like, I'm a facts guy. Okay, it's just what it is. Like, it's just the story is so perfect for night 2, WrestleMania, last match. Finish the story is the slogan. Paul Heyman's got this admiration for him. The Bloodline's got everything going on with them. Man, like, it is, regardless of everything, he's going to win, he's going to lose. What you can't deny is this story has it all, right? The story has it all. It's just a perfect combination that really it almost didn't happen. If Cody decides, you know what, I am AEW, I'm staying here forever. I built this place and I have everything I've ever wanted here. This doesn't happen. You know, I mean, you could argue that if Cody never got released from WWE in the first place, maybe Cody never becomes this, right? This version of Cody only happened because he got released and he bet on himself and he rebuilt himself as this.
He came up with the whole nightmare.
Yeah, he came up with that because of everything that had happened. So now to come around, he comes back as this. And the crowd, what I noticed about the crowd is that, you know, when he brought up Sami, yeah, there were some cheers, but I feel like the crowd wants the Cody match now almost as badly as they want Sami. Like it's one of those things where
they're fine with either choice. This is not like a Daniel Bryan, like, we want Daniel Bryan.
It's not Daniel Bryan. Yeah. It's not Daniel. Right. It felt like this had the makings of that, but now seeing it play out, I think people really want to see Cody versus Roman. They want that match. And adding the emotion like this, man, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, man. And I just feel like
I thought about you. I'm like, man, he's getting sold. He's getting sold right here. He's gonna come on the show like, oh, I'm a believer. He's gonna beat your tribal chief. He's gonna come with that all the enthusiasm and look at you.
Hey, man,
look at you. Big smile, cheese.
This is different, right? John Cena, you know, it's like, okay, he could break the record here, you know. And so that one was the closest to where I was like, oh my God, this is happening because John Cena could literally break the record, you know, and there was so much about that and the way he was saying, like, hey, it just takes me to, you know, like do this one thing and that's it. Yeah, 3 seconds. That's it, right? Thank you. You know, so, but this one right here, him getting injured too also plays into this where, you know, he hadn't got hurt before, now he got hurt. Like there's a window where if you don't want to risk what if Cody gets hurt again before we're able to really capitalize on what we've created here, right? Like he doesn't have that history, but I feel like that extra something too, like him having to come back from this injury in order to get ready and get back and healthy in time to make this happen is just such a perfect situation for him to just be the guy that does this. And if not now for Cody, I don't know when for him. I feel like this is just a perfect combination of elements. And I know, Devin, you're going to say Tribal Chief Forever Champ. I know it. So this ain't for you.
Ride or die. Ride or die with the Tribal Chief.
Absolutely. But just prepare yourself because to me, the way I see this, I'm going to say it. And I'm sorry, like predictions are going to come for WrestleMania down the road. Yes. Okay. And Sami Zayn and whatever. I mean, there's one thing that could happen to flip this whole thing, and that would be The Rock showing up. That's the one thing, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I think that it just seems inevitable and undeniable that Cody Rhodes is the perfect person to beat Roman Reigns for the Universal Undisputed WWE Championship.
It is decided. It is decided.
I'm noting the time so I can play that clip right back at you when the Tribal Chief stands tall with both titles. I'm like,
hey man, look, I believe it so much, and it's like if it doesn't happen here, then there's no like who else? Like who does this? You know, like no one else has a better story to be able to the Dusty can not like
Seth,
this.
He's not. So that story not being able to beat Seth.
Not like this. I think if he faces Seth again, he beats him. You know, I think he beats Seth now because to your point, like he's never beaten Seth. So if they go up against each other for the title, I would probably lean towards Tribal Chief winning that match. But with Cody, it's like this is just storybook on storybook for WrestleMania. Like Dusty's son. Yeah. Like this Paul Heyman being emotional about it too. Like it's almost like he kind of wants to see it happen too. But then he threw him with the but Roman Reigns is that
he's the wise man. He's the wise man. I'm gonna suck you in. I'm gonna play this game. Okay, emotional. Tears. I relate. Cool.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. The storytelling here is so good. It sucks you in so much to see the emotion. And this is great use of Cody's emotion. You know, like Cody usually gets into these promos where he gets in his feelings. It's perfect. It's perfect for that. You know, and then Paul Heyman being the wordsmith that he is, perfect for this. Yeah. Like, I just want to fast forward. As much as I want to see Sami Zayn go against the Tribal Chief, I almost want to fast forward past that, because now I'm like, you know what?
Damn,
Sami,
bro.
No, he's not beating Roman Reigns, because I want to see Cody Rhodes be the guy to do it now. I do. I'm bought in. I'm all in on Cody.
Young man, patience. Shout out to the chat, people who just staying up late with us. We got Tim in the building. That injury almost makes this story better if the plan was Mania from the start, especially, and the people can get bored of him since he wasn't around.
Yeah. It's kind of perfect, you know, because knowing how Cody is and knowing how much the WWE is behind him now, it may have been too much Cody. Because I remember when they were showing those video packages, I was mad because they didn't keep it a surprise. And then I started feeling like, oh man, like, I don't want to get sick of him already. And am I already at that point? Because they kept showing him, and it just seemed so predictable that he's gonna win. He's gonna win the Rumble, you know, like, it's just set up. So yeah, I think that injury really was kind of a weird blessing in disguise for the story overall. This is going to be something, man, because I feel like one way or another, this is going to be a huge shock, right? It's going to be a huge shock for people. Either Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns and just ends the reign of Roman Reigns, or the perfect story like fairy tale ending gets stopped by Roman Reigns, like, because that's what this is. This is the perfect fairy tale ending for Cody Rhodes.
Just kill everybody hard. I have people crying.
Literally,
bitching.
It is the most emotional.
Who else could be the face of the company? Who else? Right.
This will be one of the most emotional WrestleMania main events ever. From an emotion standpoint, this might be the most emotional, but we'll see. I'm gonna pause on that one. I'm not gonna say that one yet, but this will definitely be up there as far as like people caring and being invested in seeing Cody win or seeing Roman Reigns win. And one side is going to be real upset. It's just like, and one side is going to be just on cloud nine, and we're going to see. It's going to be interesting.
Once see that pin by the Tribal Chief, see Cody mad on the shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Just see the crowd. Just let it sink in. Excuse me.
Or that could be Cody after he wins, you know? The clip you just played could be Cody after he wins, too. Excuse me. I did it. It's for you.
Tribal Chief all day.
Oh, man.
Forever champ.
Dude.
Here we go.
This is, oh man, there's just so much to this. I could talk about this all day. I'm so excited for that match. And Sami, look, what is going to happen with Sami? What's going to happen with Jay? What's going to happen with the Bloodline? Yeah. Did you see SmackDown at all?
I saw some of the highlights. I did see what Sami Zayn was doing behind the stage, talking with. He met up with Jay backstage. He was like, "Hey, I want to thank you for having me back like that," and they actually shook up. They dapped. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on?
Dude.
That's a traitor.
Dude.
That's a traitor.
Yeah. I was so on my way home from work, like literally I'm watching this. I was thinking you would have seen it. So I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna have a hard time not letting you talk about it, on there, because I want to know what had happened. Did Jay show up? Like, what's going on, right?
Yeah,
and so I'm like, all right, I'm making my way home and I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, so Jay does show up, backs up his brother. Then you got Jimmy asking him, "So you in or you out?" And he's like, I don't know yet, Oos. Like, Jay don't know, so it's question marks, right? And Paul Heyman is lurking. He's lurking behind the pillar.
Everywhere.
He's lurking behind the pillar. What do you say?
It was like you see him peeked out, you peek right back in.
He's like, who was that? He tells Jimmy, who's that? He's like, yeah, was that your brother? He's like, yeah. Did he say anything? Oh man, nah. Like, oh, okay. You know, like he really wants to know. He's like, what's going on? Paul Heyman was a mess. I'm gonna tell you right now. Paul Heyman was a mess because Sami Zayn. So I don't know if you caught this in the beginning when Sami Zayn ran up on Paul Heyman in the ring, and Sami Zayn broke it down to him. He said, you know, usually about a month ago, if I show up like this, Solo, Jay, Jimmy, everybody would have came down here and protected you. But now here I am, and I could have dropped you, you know, like a second ago, 2 seconds or whatever, and nobody's here. You know, so like, what's going on? Like, it's only a matter of time. They know what I know, which is that all this shit here, it's only a matter of time before it comes crumbling down. As a matter of fact, Paul, you were just standing here a second ago talking about life after the tribal chief. He's like, even you know it. Even you know that the bloodline is on a clock. Tick tock, tick.
Don't you say that. No,
he's on the clock.
Nope.
He's on the clock. You know, and look, I'm gonna give you the timetable. 8 days. It's gonna be 8 days. He said, don't worry. He's not gonna like here, Paul. I want you to tell him something. I want you to tell the tribal chief something. You ain't gotta worry about Cody. Because I'm gonna take those titles from him in 8 days. Oh man.
If you could take
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Sammy was in his bag, man.
Yeah,
like,
he was.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think Sammy's beating him in Montreal.
But that Montreal crowd is gonna be.
They're gonna go nuts. They're going. Oh my God, it's gonna be insane.
You think he come out to the original theme song?
He should. Oh man, I please. Hopefully they haven't, decided we can't use the old themes anymore. But dang, could you imagine? Oh, wow. Da 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 da. Oh man, and the crowd just going. Oh, that gets me hyped. Dude. Just that alone will just make it. And then, what the fuck? Jay, what are you doing? Dapping this dude up? What Jay doesn't understand, apparently, is that they are recording all of this, and the tribal chief is going to see that.
Paul Heyman just told Jimmy, hey, man, why don't you, because for legal reasons can't be in Montreal, so I like how they did this in the story perspective. Why don't you take the week off, sit at home, and watch the show, because sometimes you can see more on television than actually being here. And he gave like a few taps as he was walking away.
Dude, man, I'm like, Jay, clearly this is fuck, man. Like, there's no way he's just like tribal chief is just gonna let this slide. There's no way. The disrespect. They were trying to call you for about 2 weeks now, because that happened on a 2
Saturday. Weeks? Yeah. Then you just show up in the crowd. Yeah. Down since. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We've been calling you. That's where you at. And then you show up. Okay, you win. And then you dap up my opponent at Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
You heard what Paul said. You heard what you told Jimmy. Hey, sometimes you see more on television.
Message.
Yes. Yeah, man. Like, Jay, I don't know where that one's going. This is that whole thing with Jay and Sami and Jimmy, because I really don't believe Sami is going to win the title. But where is that going? Because it can't be that the Usos are going to fight Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn with that going on. Like, Jay's fucked up. Like, that's it. Like, in my mind, he's done. He is done. There is no coming back from this.
Hey man, you dapped up with a traitor, bro. Like
that's how he's gonna see it.
I called you for 2 weeks.
2 weeks and you didn't respond.
14 days, sir.
Emails.
You text dap up with Sami?
You dapped up my. I'm fighting this dude for the title. This dude hit me in the back with a chair.
Solo!
He hit me in the back of the chair. He did the Seth Rollins. I was crying. I gave you the world.
Yo, you had to cry face. He was kneeling. He was like, I gave you the world.
He was fucked up. The minute what's so crazy about that scene too, watching it back, when he got hit in the chair, it's like, yeah, he was in pain, but then he just sat on the mat and was just like hands over his face
because he was processing. He couldn't.
He was so fucked up mentally. Yes. He was so mentally fucked by that move. It was like what, like just PTSD, just so much pain and like memories of the Shield and my boy Dean Ambrose / John Moxley ain't even here no more. And Seth Rollins, you were my brother, you betrayed me. And then my family here, it happened again. This dude again.
Make some changes.
Just changes. I gave you the world.
For the viewers, for the listeners, go to Royal Rumble after the KO.
Yeah, because the match it was cool. The match was great.
Cool.
But
the match was cool, but
but
the real show happened after the match.
Yes,
and just seeing Roman just breaking down the biggest, ugliest cry face you ever seen on this man.
Ever.
Right. You don't think this type of man could look ugly, but he did at that one freeze frame. Ugly.
I gave you the world.
Sami getting jumped in the background. I gave you the world. I gave you the world. My man was hurt.
He was hurt, man.
He was hurt.
You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
Oh, man. Dude, I love how the dude's trying to get out of the grip, and he's like, nope. He's like, no. I can't stay right here. He's like, shit. Come on, man. Yeah, man. Wow. Storytelling. Yeah. That's what it's all about. This with Cody, that with Sami and Roman and Jay. And hey, this is why we're here. So, yeah, man. That's everything. That's every topic we got. Anything else to talk about, man, before we sign out?
No, just great, phenomenal show. Shout out to NXT Vengeance again.
Yeah.
Just if you haven't seen it, great go
show.
Watch that match. Go watch
Great
that whole
show.
card. Just phenomenal cards. Like I said, shout out to the sous chef, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Yes.
He made up for what was it? What was the Halloween Havoc?
Yeah.
He made up for that big time with this. Big time.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. And I love the fact that it was in front of a live crowd again. So that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. Well, a live crowd, like a live on the road crowd.
On the road
in a bigger
crowd.
arena, I should say.
Yeah. That crowd looked pretty packed in there, bro.
Packed.
It looked filled. Like,
yeah.
But for NXT, they looked like, they came for that.
And they were chanting. It was it took me back to takeovers a little bit. It wasn't quite a takeover. So as far as the grade, I never gave my grade for that, but I'll give it a B for NXT Vengeance Day, because takeover is the bar, all the different takeovers, and those things were perfect. Like match 1 through 5 was always perfect. So I don't think this was perfect, but I enjoyed it. It made me want to see NXT on Tuesday, and I did. I watched it. It did its job. Now, the WrestleMania weekend show that they're going to do,
Stand and Deliver.
Oh, boy. That right there might be takeover worthy if they do this. I'm fingers crossed.
Interesting.
I'm looking for it to be takeover worthy. Yes.
Looking to call your shot, sir?
I'm calling my shot. Man. I'm rooting for this to be takeover worthy. I'm going to watch it. Let's see. Please don't let me down.
be a fan of NXT 2.0. Yes, I knew you come around. I knew you come around.
2.0 is not a thing. It's dead. Dead.
My people in the chat. Chat people. 2.0. Get them ones up. Get the ones up with the 2.0. Yeah.
So desperate. Thing is dead. When Black and Gold died, I let it go. You can't let 2.0 go. And now Black and Gold is back. Let it go.
I didn't tell you to let it go. You let it go.
I did let it go. I did. But it's back now. So
It's 2.0.
I've been just straight trolling. 2.0 is dead.
It's Desaad. It's Desaad.
Try to get Dom. No, I knew Dom was with me on this.
I don't know what he's talking about. It's Desaad.
It's dead. I understand it.
I don't know what he's talking about.
We speak the same language. Nigerian psychos.
Some language I don't understand. Explain Desaad. What's the meaning behind it?
Dead.
It's not dead. 2.0.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Love it. Shout out to the chat. People who still in the chat. Bloodline brothers who still in the chat. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, man. All right. That does it. So thank y'all for being here. This has been great. This has been a lot of fun. Before we go, you know what time it is. As always, Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. I'm going to let the people know. And then I'm going to shout out to the Circle of Debate, Ivan, the Professor. Shout out to having us on the Watch Along, the Bloodline podcast for NXT Vengeance. It was a great watch along. Had a good time. So shout out to the Professor, Ivan, the devious one, for the hospitality. Yes, and be on the lookout. They got some other stuff happening over there. Yeah, shout out to Nick and Universal Wrestling Podcast. Shout out to Dom, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Rewind Wrestling Network. Yeah, shout out to Tim, the Tim King Show. There's some weird stuff happening going on. So check that out. Some weird stuff, all right? Weird stuff. But anyway, you can always follow our social medias like the TikTok, Roman Reigns. TikTok. I know you're gonna throw Roman Reigns in there. I'm like, what? I should have said that. That was on me. That was on me. Oh, I gave you the opening. That was an easy layup. Yes. Oh, yeah, TikTok. I'm like, here come Roman Reigns. And there it goes. Anyways, the Facebook. Shout out to the pillars of the Facebook group, Park Street Wrestling Community, the newly dubbed CSWC, Christian, Christopher, Spencer. We see y'all doing good work. Check out the weekly discussion threads, Monday Night Raw, even NXT 2.0, and
Black and Gold.
and Thursdays for Impact. Yeah, Impact Wrestling, the second best wrestling promotion when it comes to storytelling.
Disrespect.
And Fridays for SmackDown. All right. Be on the lookout for those weekly discussion threads. We got our Instagram page, and of course, about all the social medias you can find on the website, along with the audio form of the podcast. You can hear us, and the video form of the podcast, so you can see us, our beautiful faces. ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation. It's for your central hub for everything. Social media. All right, even merch too.
Get your damn merch.
Yes. Hey, it's a little brisk out there. All right, you go up here in the Midwest. You're up here in Chi-Town. All right, get your Clark Street Wrestling hoodie so you can stay warm, stay twisty. Yes. But if you're down there in Niger. Right, down there, South America, Brazil. This is Brazil. Down there in Australia. Shout out to our broadcast down there, Broadcast Podcast. All right, get your Clark Street Wrestling beach towels.
Get your beach towels.
Get your ass off that hot ass sand. I'm serious. It's a bad look. If you do it, we're gonna take a picture. We're gonna get a trend. I'm gonna trend you because you got your ass burned on some hot ass sand, but not using a Clark Street Wrestling beach towel, okay? ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your
I just couldn't get the thought of my head of someone trending because the guy sand on the ass cheeks.
Yup.
Oh, damn.
Hashtag how that said.
Hashtag how that said. Damn right. Oh, man. We have fun on this show. Yes, sir.
Ivan, getting the comments in, getting that, look, getting the merchandise in there too, getting the plug. We see you, bro.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
It's going to come. That's still coming.
Bruce, yes. Oh, man, yeah. By the way, yeah, circle debate. You know what time it is. Ivan, you know what time it is. Don't forget about you. That debate coming soon. AEW, WWE. At this point, probably shouldn't do it because, it's going to be a wrap because, we know what time it is. I think you come over to the side anyway. So it's all good. Bruce and Devin, the Tribal Chief versus MJF. I'm here for that. Let me see that. I'll referee it because, I'm objective. I respect the Tribal Chief. I respect MJF. So I will ref that shit. Let's see.
Can't wait to hear his points on the storytelling. The storytelling. I want to hear these points.
I want to hear it too. Oh, man. Yes, that is going to do it for this week's episode. I see you, Ivan. I see you. For Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Hashtag Tribal Chief Day. Tribal Chief will prevail. WrestleMania 39. Hollywood over Cody. All right, get them ones up. All right, circle debate. You heard my brother. Debate is coming. There's no debate. Nah. Wait, no. You can see it on one subject, all right? But we're going to get this debate. We're going to lock it down there. Yeah. Bruce, yeah. You're going to get this smoke. You're going to get this smoke from my Tribal Chief of the various different recipes, the cookbooks of storytelling. But I can't wait to hear your exceptional fast food of storytelling from MJF. Can't wait to hear the points on that. Good point, Dave. Sir. It is decided. We see y'all and get them ones up one more time. All right? Yeah. Tribal Chief Day.
I'm out of here anyway. Peace out.